after 4 when you're counting down for a brief moment.
Oh boy. It's gonna be one of those kind of games, huh?
It's gonna be one of those kind of games.
Only in
tonight.
Euclidean math, so I think we're
Yeah. Gosh.
Cthulhu
What's
math.
non-Euclidean math?
I haven't
It's
had
math
a
that
night.
doesn't make sense.
Oh,
All
So
math,
math.
then. Yeah. I was gonna say, I haven't had it yet, but I feel like I'm at any day now I'm gonna have a nightmare about not being able to do long division.
why?
okay. That is
It's
a
okay.
great
Short
fear.
division is way better anyway.
I hated math, but I think I really came to hate it when long division started getting in the mix. And like no one I knew how to do it.
And not variables like solve for x. That's the fucking waking fear.
I like solve for X because it makes
What
sense.
the fuck are you talking about?
I hit him with short division.
Look, just. Oh my god, my brain.
Yeah,
gotta
that's what
reboot.
long division
I gotta
does to
reboot.
you. That's what long
Just
division
be
does
glad
to
you never had to do integrals or integrals, depending
Oh
on.
no,
who
I
you are.
had to.
I was talking to Monty, but sure.
Oh Jesus Christ.
What is that? Describe it to me. And I'm
Calculus.
not
It's calculus.
Calculus.
That's all you need to know.
my school looked at me and went, that's a dumb child. Keep her out of the smart classes. We want to reserve those for our sports kids. Fucking
Oh my
assholes.
I was the fucking art student, and I sang at fucking Kyoto World's Fair 2005, and they still put me through that shit.
So
Math
hey,
is important, y'all.
Dude, I love that I was a C student. And they were like, this is a dumb idiot child. And then I went to university and got on Dean's List twice in a row. And they were like, oh, this child is a genius. And I'm like, this just reinforces the fact that high school is just fucking garbage.
I fucking forced myself to be a B+ at minimum, thinking that would help me get scholarships. Boy, was I fucking wrong!
Look, all I'm saying is math is useful in everyday life. Like just yesterday, we were
Mark.
talking about factorials while playing
Mark.
Digimon on Connor's stream.
Yes,
Mark.
I love doing it on my phone calculator.
Mark.
What?
When the hell does a regular person need to use square roots?
All
When
the
they work-
time
When they work in game design.
when you're talking about how much space is in a room.
I was gonna say,
Who?
I love geometry because I use that shit. That shit was great to know.
I don't hate the subject of geometry, I just hate the way it's taught.
yeah,
Because
I
it's
think
like,
that's- I
tell
think
us
that's the way
exactly
all
what
math
theorem is why a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And I'm like, I don't care. I just know that it's that, and that's fine.
I loved
Well,
I loved finding the hypotenuse because it was a funny word.
Why
but
are we
like-
talking about math in a
tell you
D&D
what.
stream?
We're gonna get
Wish
to
I
the
was high
square
on pot
root.
news.
We're gonna get to the square root of our introductions here. Gaijin Goomba, where can they find you?
I'm here losing my mind because we cold opened with math. Sorry. Twitch.tv/Gaijin Gooba. My birthday stream was yesterday. Thank you everyone for coming out. It was very long. I wrestled with Bethesda games. I did not win. I wrestled with Armored Core 6 at the level where it officially became Elden Ring, and I was like, I'm not ready for this, but I did it. And now my wife has COVID, and I might be getting sick, I don't know, but I'm gonna be a champ. Other than that, I've got to finish Armored Core, and then there's a whole bunch of other smaller games like Vampire Hunters, because I want stacks on stacks of guns to go fight Dracula.
Let me
Thank
know
you
when
for
you're
pointing
playing
that out,
it.
Zito.
Let me know when you're playing it.
Is there multiplayer?
No, but I want to be in on it.
Oh, probably this weekend, maybe Sunday when it's like not as stressful.
If I'm not carding, then sure.
Oh, we have to talk about that. All right. There's that. Oh, new video. People have I alluded to it earlier. No one has any idea what I'm going on about, but I'm making a video talking about how I believe Japan is an entire country of liminal space. So do you like liminal spaces? Do you like horror? Do you like backrooms? I'm not quite talking about backrooms, but it's adjacent. And I find it to be really fascinating because I'm digging through so much psychological material. I found a lot of interesting French sociological anthropologists. It sounds boring, but it's interesting, I promise. Okay.
Indeed. Up next, we've got the spectacular Mark Allen Jr. Where can they find you and what are you up to?
You can find me clawing for life on twitter.com at Mark Allen Jr., on Blue Sky at Mark Allen Jr., here on Twitch at Aeon Protech Gaming, and you can follow the adventures of my fat sleepy cat bunny on Instagram at Chonk for Life. I had a bunch of people asking me if I had a throne for like weeks, and I didn't have one, and I made one. So that's a thing now, if that's something that people are interested in. I'm very busy for like the next month, working on a top secret super special project that I can't talk about, except I just talked about it. But still going to be trying to do streams. We are officially moving the 3-hour music challenge stream to Sundays, because trying to do it on Fridays was not working, and now my schedule is so full it's definitely not going to work. So Sunday we'll be doing the next 3-hour music challenge stream. It'll be number 10. Last week, totally on our first time without restarting the timer after an hour had passed and I was failing at making one genre at all, we made a soundtrack piece. It was super cool. I put it up on SoundCloud. Check it out and join me on Sunday for the next one. That's it for me for now.
Right on. Zan, where can they find you, and what are you up to?
Hey, you can find me on, well, hopefully tomorrow, Thursdays, on Monty's channel for Dungeon of the Mad Mage, where I play sad human fighter. You can also find me on Mondays over on twitch.tv/AnalysGrim, where I will be running a D&D campaign alongside Bosco, Monty, and a few others. If you want to find the previous episodes to that, you can check my Twitter at Zanny_Grim to find the links to that. And aside from that, on Tuesdays in the afternoon, I'll be back on MechWarrior Online, streaming for a few hours before jumping in with Bosco, Level 1 Eevee, and Artsy Heartsy as we head back into Halo Reach Lasso. And aside from that, that's me.
Right on. Up next, we got Zito. Where can they find you, and what are you up to?
Twitch.tv/Zito, we have a schedule. Thursday, I will be poking at Sage Games, because that came out on Monday, but I only have so much time to work on that stuff. Friday is whatever the fuck I feel like it, so probably more indie games or games I've had in my backlog for a while that have received updates that I absolutely want to play again. And then Sunday will be carts, and then back on the following week, every Monday is now commission art streams, and I have a bunch to get through, but as of right now, I do have 4 slots open out of 10, so if anyone wants to get one now, get in the queue ASAP. Because apparently they fucking, like, go fast, and I don't understand why. But, you know, an artist is always modest of their own shit, so whatever. Also, I'm working on a Peppa Pig movie. I showed everyone here a preview of it.
It's good. It's really good.
Yeah, fucking hilarious.
Peppa Pig movie.
Also, one more thing. Apparently, you may be able to locate all of my content in one convenient place, because apparently Discord just told me that, oh yeah, by the way, if you have a community, you can now sell merch and products on it.
Oh.
That literally was an option that came to me at 6 o'clock last night, and I'm like, what? This is great! What are you talking about? This is awesome! That's me.
Mm-hmm. We've got Edward Bosco. Where can they find you, and what are you up to? I see.
I swear, I'm totally on the game, and I'm not eating at all. Hi, I'm Edward Bosco. You can find me at twitch.tv/Edward Bosco and at EdBoscoVA on both Instagram and Twitter and TikTok and somewhere else. I was at Anime Impulse, and it was amazing. And if you want to hear why at karaoke, VA karaoke, we randomly burst into the Weller Man, stay tuned to the halftime show, because you're not going to be able to skip it if you want to hear the story. Back to you, Connor.
Right on. Monty, where can they find you, and what are you up to?
Oh gosh, if I'm not sick, which by the way, I want to just say for all the people who follow me on Twitch and stuff, I'm very sorry I did not stream this past week. I was not at all in a state to do so. But you can find me at Montyglue on Twitter. You can find me at Montyglue on Blue Sky as well. And you can find me at twitch.tv/Montyglue, where hopefully tomorrow we can do some Dungeon of the Mad Mage. I'd really like to get into it. I really would love to try. We've been sitting on a combat for what, 2 weeks now almost, but
it's coming.
And then Friday should hopefully be more Final Fantasy, and then Monday should be more Mass Effect. I really want to play Mass Effect because I really am in a sci-fi kick right now, and I would love to play it. But yes, you can find me there. And also, if you've missed any of my streams and you want to catch up, all of my VODs are on YouTube. Sometimes they're late for upload, sorry, but all of them are on YouTube. Thank you.
Excellent. And last but certainly not least, they can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube.com/DistortionDevil. You can also find me on Blue Sky and Tumblr at Distortion Devil. I stream Tuesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Please be sure to check out the Geomancer Spellbook, available now on the DM's Guild, as well as all of my other homebrew. If you do, in fact, enjoy my homebrew, please leave a rating and a review. It helps out for visibility immensely. And be sure to be on the lookout for the Fulgurmancer Spellbook, coming out sometime before the end of this month. That's all I've got for my end. This episode of the Unexpectables is brought to you in part by Die Hard Dice.
Oh, my God.
Die Hard Dice!
Correct.
Holy shit, Connor! This is a certified Minmo Die Hard Dice moment. Minmo,
Let's
I want
go,
to-
Minmo!
Minmo is there. Minmo approves of Die Hard Dice.
This episode is sponsored by Die Hard Dice and blessed by Minmo. If you want to get a hold of some fantastic dice, then head on over to dieharddice.com. Use the code Unexpectables. Save 10% on your order. Also, pick up the Lies Aspect Dice, the official Unexpectables Die Hard Dice collaboration. Check out our spring store. We recently released the Walkout design, not just a t-shirt design, because you can get a mug, you can get a water bottle, you can get, I think there's a flag on there even. You can get Walkout Nation, hoodies, t-shirts, stuff like that. Check it out, and we'll have more designs like that in the future. There's also one more thing we need to get to, because we're starting up a bit of an unorthodox thing for the channel. And I took the liberty of preparing a little preview teaser video of it. Monty, if you wanna mute.
Would you
wanna
say
mute-
this is an announcement of some kind?
It is in fact an announcement. It's the one I've been teasing for several weeks, but we couldn't show the video for various reasons.
I'll give it a little show.
Let's show them. Also, be sure to mute Roll20.
I already did, don't worry.
Yeah. That's right. Starting tentatively at this point, there have been some developments, but we're pretty sure this Saturday, the 9th of September, the cast of Prince Division, myself, Edward Bosco, Arkolf, and Sarah Ann Williams will be playing through a full party run of Baldur's Gate 3.
But how
It's-
big will
it's-
your tires be?
I want to say that I am super excited for this. We've been sitting on this for a while. I've wanted to play Baldur's Gate forever, and we've been waiting to tell you guys about this. We couldn't get actual Prince Division back, but it's kind of the next best thing. We're going to try to hack and slash our way through some craziness, and also amazing announced video, Connor. Stellar work as always.
Yeah.
Thank you. It was at least 16 inches off the ground.
Nice!
Yes!
Nice!
Will never die.
What?
But yes, look forward to that. That does mean the Gateway will be alternating every other week. For you Gateway fans out there, I'm very sorry, but we've been wanting to do this for a while now. It's been in the works for a bit. and we're very excited to do a playthrough of this. And this will
think
also be
it's-
going on the channel as well.
I think this has been in the works since before the game came out, right?
Oh,
And
jeez.
Yeah, the talks have been. It looks like.
well, and there you have it. With that, we're just skipping bits and subs until the end.
Unfortunately, yes.
Right. Don't worry. I'll read them at the end, chat.
Yeah, sorry, chat. We unfortunately started a little bit late just due to some technical issues.
Hashtag blame Bosco. That's how it normally works.
Well,
I'm here. Use the hashtag in
hey.
the chat. Use it. It's
It was a
true. It
lot
was
of-
me. It was tech.
It was a lot of external things that we had no control over.
I had a lot of external problems. It's true.
You have a lot of internal problems too.
I do. You know, that's another story
What?
for another show. Though. I want to see the intro, Monty. Hit the intro.
Okay, calm down. I gotta finish something first, okay? Relax.
No.
but I want to sing the song.
Alright, well, everybody get your... No, I'm not gonna say that. Everybody
What-
get
what
your...
was that?
word-
Wait, sorry. Well,
Whoa,
no,
now.
you have to say it.
You have to
No.
finish that thought. Yeah.
Everybody get your word ready. I know what you want to get prepared and ready to go.
You were about to say get your cum ready.
Yep, I think we should all get our cum ready.
I'm going to mute now. Good
It's
day.
always ready.
Alright.
Uh-huh.
Come to a world of wonder like no other under the shining sun, where our people gather, disparate but as one. Come see the heroes rising, galvanizing, fighting for the day. Not what you expected, but heroes all the same. Sound out the trumpets, rain down the lights, as magic and mystery and wonder take flight. A world full of danger, always nearby. Been off, but they have arrived. With song, axe, and arrow, and a bright brand new age, will rise up to battle and challenge the fates. Vanquishing evil, saving the day, an unexpectable journey awaits.
Oh boy. When last we left our heroes, Gaius the satyr fighter, Milo the Azamar cleric, Escan the lizardfolk druid, Kai the human wizard, Otho the shifter rogue, and a newfound friend in Strigal the Kenku wizard. After trekking the length of Delvaria's rough and arid landscape, fighting gnolls, touring meat markets, and avoiding sand sharks, the party took out their revenge against the sandworms, a large and voracious pack of sand-swimming drakes, bagging themselves the beasts as their prize for the grand hunt, a festival of beast fighting hosted by the royal family of Delvaria. Now, after their kill was judged by the massive and terrifying Verjar Ragnus, Prince of Delvaria, and thusly dubbed the winner, the party was paraded through town with their friends and brought within the Delvarian stronghold, home to the Delvarian royal family. Now being sat at tables, surrounded by drinks and foods and merriment, the party watches as the table of the royals is filled with various individuals, including the target of their quest, Lady Ea of Hearthland. And now, as their prize is so close in reach, we return now to the Unexpectables.
Whew.
Politicking.
Sorry, give me
Gonna
just
drink
2
lots of booze and get people intoxicated to get those
Politics,
secrets to
sweat really bad, dude.
Monty thought dating a Mass Effect was hard. This is the pressure cooker.
And you guys have been planning for this for a while.
Oh yeah, I'm planning totally.
The
Yes.
Unexpectables
Oh,
II
yes.
Yeah,
face
yes,
their
yes,
next-
Monty.
We were all
Guy-
in each other's DMs.
Gaius, the satyr fighter.
Also, if anybody hears meowing in the background, I apologize. That might be on
It's
my end,
me.
not Monty's.
Yeah,
it is.
sorry.
You're the problem. It's you.
Mhm.
Hello, it's me, Scratch. How you doing?
Oh God.
Too real.
It is too real. Hey, Beeper, do you want to say hi to the chat? No? You just want to eat food? Cool. Got it.
I've got my finger on
Well-
the renegade trigger. Let's go.
Allow me to re-describe. As you all have found yourself at your table, you find yourself along with the company of Hawk as well, and his various, I think the boys is what we coined them as.
The boys!
Hawk and the
Boys,
boys.
yes.
With a Z.
Heather is also there. However, she looks incredibly out of place at your table. As most of you guys are very well equipped adventurers, and she is a traveler more or less. However, as all of you find your way to your seats, you do see as the various members of the royal family do make their way out to a large, long table that kind of is lifted up. It's actually kind of lifted up by a bit of a stage, as it were. And you see currently, I'll clarify this as well. There might have been a bit of confusion last session. You see walking out another prince. Specifically, this man doesn't look like Rajar Agnes at all. He's got kind of sandy brown hair that kind of pulls back, bit of a widow's peak. He is wearing kind of furs on his shoulder. There doesn't seem to be a shirt quota for Delvarians, as a lot of them just don't wear shirts. And pretty well made armor as well, kind of around the waist, and especially leg protection seems to be big here. And next to him is this prince's wife, with black hair, kind of darker tan skin, and she is heavily pregnant, any moment now pregnant. The main sort of two seats, the king and queen seat, the throne as it were. The king's throne is empty. However, the queen's throne contains a kind of a fabric piece along the back of it, and a pillow with the crown kind of sits alone in the center. On the other side of that, to the left, is Raregerar, and walking in and sitting next to him is his wife, Aya. Would you guys like to see the art again, or are you guys good? Because
Yes.
Why the hell not?
Of
I
course, we
think
don't
it's
see the
important for chat to thirst again, so we should definitely put.
I
the
was
art
gonna
back
say,
up.
just allow everybody to swoon.
Get your water ready, chat.
It
Do
is
you
a
guys want-
buffet.
Do you guys want both of them, or you just want Aya? 'Cause I
Oh,
feel like-
love
both
Yes.
of them.
Yes.
Both.
Side by
Both
side, if
of 'em.
possible.
Both is good.
Same time.
Okay,
Both is
I'll
good.
bring both of them at the same time. Give me just 2 seconds. My headphones are dying.
I'm sorry, that
Oh,
was
no.
a very thin-veiled attempt at a Poo Disengage reference.
Oh my god.
That's all right. Gaijin and I went to El Dorado for our shared reference. So,
Oh, which one am
I know it's the original.
oh, Gaijin, you are absolutely Miguel. It's not even a question.
Excellent.
Hey,
I'm Tulio.
Hey, Mark.
What's up?
I am so happy. I have my notes.
Yay!
Yay.
All right. So, as they walk out, you watch as Aya does take a seat next to Raregerar. But following behind her actually comes another individual, and this individual definitely stands out compared to the common attire of the Delvarians. You see a female knight walk out
You have my attention.
wearing full armor and holding at her side, almost like holding up a halberd. Not too dissimilar to Sturgal's, however, this one is definitely less, it looks heavier than Sturgal's. Definitely more built for just straight combat and not magic in combat. And she actually kind of steps slightly off to the left down the stage, probably within 2 steps of Aya, however, is not standing with the royal family. And she seems to be staring out at the crowd. You also notice walking in very begrudgingly. The best way I can describe this man is smarmy. That's the only word I can think of. You see that strange man you saw at the competition, that draconic man who walks in. He is very narrow and tall. He's got a very shrewd face. And he's got a horn coming out of one side of his hand. His one arm is a dragon's talon, and he does have dragging behind him a tail. And he kind of walks in, and he sees all the people now pouring drinks, and is just kind of ugh. and then walks over and kind of takes kind of sits again down the stage on the right side of where the throne room is, and seems to be kind of eyeing up the festival. Eventually, you watch as Redmond, who seems to be kind of the MC for the night as well as the event, who you met at the beginning of the competition, kind of strides up, currently a tankard in hand. However, it's not a tankard as you're used to them. It is essentially like a horn of some sort of animal that has been emptied and filled with drink. And he kind of raises up a glass and goes, "Friends, we join together, not just so you can get a free meal." And he kind of laughs. You hear a chuckle as people are kind of like giving a nod towards each other. There's actually quite a few people here as you actually now finally get a footing around the room. You see, as expected, a lot of Delvarians. You see a lot of Delvarian berserkers, men who are just covered in scars, and women too. All of which kind of, you kind of love it, guys. They all have big axes on them, each one having their own sort of distinctive weapon that they keep with them. There's no clear uniform, but you find that they are definitely like slightly better armored, but they're not really wearing armor. Like their clothing and their how do I describe it? It's like their uniform or their outfits have a little bit more metal in them. They also seem to all have like, this is such a weird thing to say, but they all have like really good boots, if that makes sense.
No, that's
It's-
fair.
I thought you were
Normal
going to say
boots.
something else.
No, I
Oh,
got
these
it,
are the
I got
guys
it.
that got the good loot from the raid. Got it.
Yeah.
Well, they're basically wearing really good footwear, which, given what they have to do, probably makes a lot of sense. You also notice that amongst some of the tables, there are other individuals who look like they're from Ganjifa Strix specifically. They're wearing very fine outfits with colorful fabrics. And they seem to be traveling with an entourage of their own sort of like, guards as well as other individuals. You see what seems to be a table just exclusively filled with orcs, bearing like kind of red paint on their shoulders, and very similar outfit styles to Zavarians. You also see you also see some like older like warriors, men and women. A lot of them are missing limbs or eyes or both. And they seem to be kind of experienced. They remind you of the Outsider, but definitely a lot more like rough and tumble. The last thing you see, which is kind of amongst the crowd, is what appears to be what you would actually, Otho, you'd probably be more used to. What appears to be some sort of dignitary, along with an entourage of other dignitaries. They're very interesting in the fact that they seem to be wielding what looks to be silver bows, specifically. They're humans, and they seem to be wearing regalia that is sort of embellished with a dragon motif of some kind. If you would like to,
Oh.
Otho, go ahead for me and roll me an Arcana.
I have a
or
feeling I
History check.
know, but
Ooh.
Also,
I will
Bosco,
go
you're
ahead.
a little loud. Just be careful.
Gosh
I will
darn it.
roll a history check.
Got it.
Do we?
Come on, baby.
It's coming.
This is the
Oh, it's
longest
coming.
research
You
paper
might,
in existence.
you might have to roll 20 this. The dice seem to be taken.
Here I
long.
go.
Ned's prepping a
Yup.
thesis.
Good roll. First roll. This is gonna be nice.
That's a 12.
Fucking damn.
Thanks, Roll Tony.
Well, okay. I mean, it's not a hard check to make, given that it was historically important. Probably before your time, but it was still historically important. You don't know exactly what position they hold, but you get the sense that these people are from Eltmer, specifically. Which would make sense, knowing that you talked to Lenford, and he did mention that they border on Eltmer in some section of the country. So these appear to be some sort of dignitary. Whatever they are, you're not sure, but with that check, you're able to determine they are probably from Eltmer. Redmond kind
Gotcha.
of smiles and goes, "I'd like to extend out a congratulatory thanks to our champions of the night." And he kind of raises a glass towards your table, and immediately, like, Hawk is, like, smiling and looking over, like, he's talking about us guys, like, with that goofy face. And, like, the boys kind of shake each other, like, we did it, we were here, it's real.
Dude,
Hey,
bro,
Monty.
we're gonna be barbarians.
Monty,
Uh-huh.
Go ahead, Mark.
I'm just a little late, but would Eastgun recognize the entourage from Eltmer? Or at least their insignia?
Go ahead. Yeah, go for it. History check for you specifically.
Can I
Sorry.
roll a history check?
Super late. That's a 14.
14. Okay. Slightly better. You can't there's something about the bows. Like, they're dignitaries, but they're not politicians. You're able to determine that. There's something else, but you can't remember. It's like on the tip of your tongue, but you just can't seem to recall.
Would you let Kai, the well-read book boy, roll a history
Sure.
check?
Yeah,
Yay.
go ahead.
Does a 22.
Oh, Kai, when you look over and, like, you notice Otho and Iskan kind of looking over towards them. Kai, you kind of lean over and look as well. Oh, those are Drake Wardens of Eltmer.
Oh.
They're like the military commanders of Eltmer.
Oh dear.
You've heard stories about them, that they can command dragons.
They can command dragons?
They can command dragons. They were gifted the power to do so by an entity known as the Silver King, who basically saved Eltmer from conquest in the past.
Never heard of him. Must be quite a guy.
And the
Funny
silver
dude.
bows are a basically, like, that is a high ranking item
Silver.
to have.
Got it.
Yeah,
Silver.
yeah.
Noted. Okay. Got it.
I mean, I guess when the boys like they start like getting all like fucking riled up, I guess Gaius like instinctively finds it infectious and like full body jitters, but then throws both his arms up in like a congratulatory pose.
As you do so, Gaius, the other audience goes, "Ah!" And you hear people like slamming their drinks. Some people actually pull out their weapons and kind of smack them together to make noise, and it's kind of this loud cacophony of noise. And you
Oh,
see as
boy.
Redmond goes, "Yes! Cheers and applause! The late queen would be most joyed to see the beast that now hangs above our door. She was always good at decorating," and you can hear a bunch of laughter kind of over the crowd. "Indeed, the blood of our enemies makes for good decoration, does it not? And better yet, our allies make better feasting friends. We have quite the spread tonight, and the beast that was slain shall be served to the people of Arcastoria. The party shall be throughout the entire land, not just inside, but outside as well. We have music and dancers for entertainment, and we hope that you can have good conversation and tell some good stories. Anyway, I'm sure enough of you had enough of an old man yelling at you. Bring out the food and enjoy, and don't drink too much." And he just downs his drink. And it is then that you see like the doors kind of throw open and the actual feast begins. What's very interesting though is what comes before the food. As all of you are kind of seeing large trays come in, immediately you see what looks to be like probably teenage-year-old like boys and girls kind of run out, and they actually place shields on the inside of your table. You didn't notice before, there's actually a hole on the inside of your table. There's two of them on your table in particular, and you notice as they put these shields, at least they look like shields, they look like they're banged together metal, but they place them on top, and you notice, Milo, given that you have a culinary background, these shields have like holes in them, like at the lowest point specifically. And you watch as they begin to place like a spread of food in front of you, as well as drink. There is, oh my gosh, I mean, I warned you all. Yep.
Hope you all ate. Monty's about to describe food.
I
You
did
watch
just eat.
as the shields begin to sizzle, as underneath them is a lit fire, actually, that seems to be working as almost like a hot, like, cooktop. And you notice as they place down things like meat, and interesting enough, like, there's vegetables. It's like the root vegetable you've seen the boar eat. There's also cactus, specifically, as well, that they place on the cooktop.
Fucking
They
love
also place what seems to be like roast beef, but upon like closer inspection, it is not roast beef. It's something else. You're not sure. There's also blood sausages. There is thick cuts of pork, but these cuts are larger than any pig cut you've ever seen, no doubt from the Delvarian boars. You get ostrich wings that are basically the size of like your arm, Milo. Like your arm outstretch, it's bigger than your arm outstretch. There's also what appears to be some sort of like flat, almost like bread, but it's not really bread. It's very flat, topped with some sort of white, like you're not sure. It looks like beans or something, but you don't see like it's not like any bean you've seen before. A lot of the food is just a question mark mystery. There's also stuffed intestines that get thrown on top of that stove tart and start sizzling, and then the alcohol comes out. Everybody at the table, or at least every table, gets 2 bottles of wine. They also get a small keg of what is apparently that milk alcohol that you had before. It's just a small keg of it.
Oh boy.
As well as cups. But interestingly enough, you notice something, and Strigal, you've seen this before. How people serve each other is what you immediately notice. As you are all ready to dive in, you notice actually that there seems to be kind of a pecking order for who gets to eat first. Specifically at the Royals family, you notice that the first one who's served is the Crown Prince's wife, who's pregnant. She gets served first. Then Aya gets served, and then everyone else gets served. And it's the same for every other table. Anyone who's pregnant is served first, women are served second, and then everyone else is served last.
Hey, Monty.
Mhm.
Do there appear to be any doughs here?
Yes, there are. Specifically, there's like that group of mercenaries. You notice that a few of them seem a little bit more, small, and they look like they're like a glass blower who's just like, I'm here for the food, just like drinking and having a good time.
Up to +1.
They are, yeah, 100%. I mean, that is kind of more specified to couples, and it's hard to determine who couples are in this sort of setting.
I just know because we identified it when we were at the other city. The doughs are supposed to eat before the rest of us, so Eastgun's gonna make it a point to like try and figure out if there are any doughs near him before he starts to dig in.
Notably, probably Aya is a clear one, and there's like 1 or 2. There's not a lot in here actually.
Okay.
Technically, the dignitaries, probably from Eltmer, like they're not like your warrior types, but they are eating when everybody else seems to be eating. So it's kind of hard to tell as everything's kind of going on at once.
He'll wait for Aya then.
Yeah, Aya eats. Interestingly enough, you watch as Rejar actually has a so you can tell. Your wine senses are on, like, you're just like, son of a bitch. As you watch as Rejar Ragnus just uncorks with his bare hands a really nice red vintage, and you know it's nice.
Alert.
Like, the moment
on.
that thing gets popped up, your eyes just dilate and the nose
Hold.
twitches.
Hold.
Nice.
Yeah.
They'll have wine zoomies.
You notice as Rejar like actually goes and pours Aya's goblet first. He like kind of pours a lot, and then she's like, stop, and he's just like, oh, okay. And then he just pours a ton for himself and then puts the bottle on the table. Notably, every single time that food is provided, Rejar puts something on Aya's plate before he puts something on his. So like he's like, oh, I want this turkey leg. You get a turkey leg, basically. Same kind of goes
Does
for
it like
the.
Does it like do the different meats like circle around the room like a Brazilian buffet or something?
Yes, it is very Brazilian buffet style. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Dude's coming around the corner with a fucking sword skewered with meat on it, just giving it to you.
Man, I haven't been to Tucanos in a long, long time.
Notably, Escan, you don't. Again, it's hard to tell. It's a relationship thing, but like a lot of the servers seem to be on the more meek side, I suppose. Like they're not physically strong. Some of them are older. Some of them are actually quite young. Like seem to be like teenager aged. But they seem to be the ones who are kind of serving in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what that means, but that's what you see.
Monty, I
How
have
does-
Okay,
Go
never
ahead.
mind.
Nope, go ahead.
So 2 questions.
Mm-hmm.
1, how hard is it for me to reach the table?
They bring you a block. You're fine.
Booster seats are provided.
So
Just gives you a
and
fucking whole ass center block.
which rolls into question 2, because I assume, given that I'm extremely young but also extremely short, am I getting any weird looks from anyone that I wasn't working directly with when trying to take down Spineback.
You mean rib back?
Ribback. Brain!
You're good. You're good. You're good. Your group definitely gets glances, but it's not because Milo is small and short. It's because all of you are weird as fuck.
That's
That is-
fair.
I mean,
No.
I mean, even you, Gaius, like you stand out. All of you stand out. You are definitely foreigners. That is the boys and Hawk and even Heather to a point. Like Heather doesn't really she's clearly Delvarian, but she's also just like not a warrior either. The boys look like they fit right in. They honestly should be at the big boys table, but the rest of you all are very strange, and it does not go unnoticed.
In that case, if Aya starts eyeing us, I'm going to, because I don't know how else to do it. I want to try and lock eyes because I know we all know what she is, but I'm curious if she sees someone like her, if that might get her attention.
It seems right now that she's kind of distracted by the whole fanfare as well as just food. By the way, at this point, even as the meal is kind of going on and you guys are getting your food, already her plate is hiding half of her body.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
But the rest of you, you do notice she seems to be kind of looking about the room. You notice, and I believe, Escan, you have the observant feat, don't you?
I do.
Which I believe lets you read people's
Lips. As long as they're speaking a
Yes.
language I understand.
So that way
Okay.
you can take them.
Yes, for my
Jesus.
collection.
Give me your lips. Lizards don't have lips. I need them somehow.
I need give me your.
How
give me your
else am I
flag.
going to play the trumpet?
You notice Aya doesn't really speak, but you do notice Rarejar actually kind of snapping his fingers and getting the attention of the armored woman. And he does point out your group towards her, just kind of getting her attention, be like, look over there. And then as she turns back to him, he says, keep an eye out on them. And then goes back to drinking.
Jesus Christ!
Oh boy.
She
Iskan will
nods and then does kind of give a side glance to you before going back into kind of a neutral position.
as a reminder, who all speaks Dwarvish?
Me.
I do.
Okay. Iskan will sort of, while eating, turn to Gaius and Otho, and in Dwarvish say, looks like we have someone's attention. Everyone be on your best behavior.
What?
Guy's just juts up and just looks left and right what?
The food is really hearty. It is probably it's like dwarven food almost. It's so heavy, but it's super satisfying. It's that's the best way. It's very greasy. The intestines and the pork is incredibly fatty and greasy, but it tastes really good.
Putting Arby's to
Interestingly
shame
enough,
in here.
the thing that is the roast beef, when you ask, is it roast beef? People actually don't know what that is. They have no idea what beef is. They do point out that it is in fact ostrich meat, which tastes like beef for those who eat it. It does not taste like. It kind of tastes like if a turkey and a cow had a weird baby, and that's ostrich.
Sounds accurate.
Yeah, the sausage is irony and delicious. Sorry.
I was just going to ask, with all this grease, is it dripping through the holes in the shields?
It is.
Is it being collected below?
As you look before, there is a cauldron collecting it. Interestingly enough, the cactus is quite good. Grilled with the meat, it almost tastes a bit like beans, green beans you'd have with, roast beef. Just gooier is the best way to describe the texture. It's pleasant, but it's not terrible, but it is a weird texture with the taste.
So is it kind of like, I don't know if you've ever had it, but is it like cooked eggplant?
No, it's not like cooked eggplant at all. It's a bit like aloe vera, but if it tasted like green,
But if it
green
wasn't medicine,
beans.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so disappointed. No, I'm just kidding.
Which is
You want to
strange,
taste medicine?
which is you had a penicillin problem.
If
Milo.
there's
Medicine
one thing we've
problem.
learned about Milo, it's that he will eat medicine for food.
Hey,
Yeah. No, go ahead.
I was about to say, I wanted to gauge your take on this. If Gaius just whipped out his fucking his father's battle axe as a fucking utensil.
Oh, people are already doing that. Like, people
Oh,
are
sick.
carving up meat with their axes and, like, serving it and, like, stuff like that.
Just to add more strangeness to it, because remember, it is, like, it's both giant and the other thing. Like in design.
Oh, yeah. You do so. It does get some head turns, and, like, you do hear kind of some murmuring over the crowd going, here I thought they were cheating. They do seem to have at least a competent warrior amongst them. You hear another person go, shh, keep your voice down. And, like, kind of these sort of hushed voices. And
Do I hear that?
you do, but you don't know what table it came from. You
Oh,
just
I don't
kind of
care
know
what
it's
table it
ambient
came from. The moment they say that, guy is just like fucking SpongeBob beams.
As you guys, the drink, by the way, the milk alcohol is strong. You gotta water that shit down, or else you are gonna be laid out for the night. The wine is surprisingly nice. Given that this is a formal affair, although it's not, again, like, you are eyeballing that vintage that the royal family have their hands on, but this is probably the next best thing. It's quite good.
It's not Okra-berry wine, is it?
What?
It's not
No, it is
Okra-berry wine.
This is proper grape wine. It is
Ah.
definitely imported.
I was about to say.
As you actually kind of look at it, it appears to be from Elmer specifically.
Oh, it's about to be imported into my mouth.
It is, yes. As you guys eat, you do notice that there's actually a few people who do approach you. The first first person to approach you is two Delvarian berserkers who just look like just meat. Like, they are just
Sure.
like
You said
raw
there's no beef
protein.
here, but
There is,
lied.
yeah.
There's a healthy serving of beef.
They approach you and they actually kind of walk over and go, that beast is going to look mighty over the mantle of the stronghold. It's going to be nice to look at it every day when we're training. Good work. It's been a while since we had some foreigners win the competition. I'm sure the queen would be proud.
When was the last time that happened?
I think it was quite a few years ago. Before my time, I think. Well, at the very least, before I was a berserker. He kind of, like, jabs his buddy in the stomach, and his friend's like, and then drinks a little bit.
Well, hopefully our motley crew will be as entertaining as foreigners as warriors.
Yeah, you've been entertaining enough. What are you, then? You staying here? Are you gonna train with Rejar, or what's the plan?
Man, that sounds like fun, but no.
Oh,
I have
higher
plans elsewhere.
callings.
Higher, yes. Though, I will say this place has been nothing short of outbeating every expectation I've ever had as wanting to be a warrior.
Of course. There's no better warriors than the Devarians. Trust me on that one. We managed to maintain our borders ever since this land was founded. And that is a pride of which we hold to a high degree. And as he says that, he does kind of side glance you a little bit, Strigal, but then looks back towards you all. And it doesn't seem to be in a sort of, like, prodding nature, but just more of, like, a, puffing of the chest a little bit.
Strigal is going to be very much maintaining sobriety this run. He's going to be holding in his lap and kind of with one arm guarded while even eating the griffin egg. So he's just going to be kind of sitting there observing.
So, oh no, go ahead. Mind if they kind of sit down next to you guys at the table?
I mean, sure.
Oh, make yourselves comfortable.
If I had had other obligations to fulfill, though, if I was here first, I'd probably stay here.
What kind of obligations? I'm curious. What would make you give up wanting to train with the greatest warrior in all of Alton?
Real estate.
You want to build a house?
No, we have a castle to call our own.
What's a castle?
Sort of
Not
like
just
this place. Oh, sorry.
Not just a castle, a country.
I see. So you're from a different country, then.
We are from quite far away.
Must be. Your way of dress is strange. No offense. It's just not something we see every day in these Hallowed halls.
None taken.
Thanks.
I'm actually shocked if anyone even knew what a satyr would be out here.
He kind of looks and narrows his eyes and looks at you, and he goes, "You must be a beast folk. We've heard of them before. Sometimes they come through here."
Aye, folks have called me that.
Something
Right.
else. Something else too. We're actually on our way to try and help a lot of kids who are really sick. No one knows why.
Huh. That's here? They're in Delvaria?
We believe our answer is here in Delvaria.
How many doctors in Delvaria? He kind of takes a swig of his drink. I mean, there's more now. I guess we have medicine now. I mean, who really wants to use that between you and me?
Well,
But-
this isn't exactly a bunch of kids with scrapes and bruises. It's horrible, debilitating, feverish disease.
You watch as he swallows his drink a little bit hard and looks down at it and goes, "Is it contagious?"
No.
We
Don't
don't
think
actually
so.
know.
Just start coughing in the background.
Can't
No.
I can't believe we just turned this into a super spreader event.
You watch as like the guy, as you say that, goes, "Well, congratulations on your kill. We wish you the best." And he like scoots his friend away very quickly.
Aw.
As they scoot away, you notice approaching actually comes the Altmerian dignitaries specifically.
Oh, good.
They definitely are well dressed. And as they approach, it seems to be just one man. He is probably in like his 40s, you have to guess. It's hard to tell. His outfit is very like drapey, if that makes sense. Like he's wearing like pants and like a shirt, but it's got a lot of like strands, a lot of like, I guess not ribbons, but like a lot of drapery to it. Very
Dapper.
dapper. It's like controlled chaos in a way. And he has that silver bow kind of, the drawstring is right across the chest, and then the bow is right there. On the back as well, there is a quiver. However, the arrows seem to be like there's not that many of them. But they seem to be specialty arrows specifically.
How chaotic are we talking? Like on a scale of like Lindy Hop to Do the Hustle, like where do they fall?
I have no idea what either
Okay,
of those
Monty,
things
then you
mean.
might get this one.
I
then.
got you, Bosco.
Thief and the Cobbler. Does that equate to it?
No, it's more like
Ooh.
oh gosh, I'm trying to think of how to describe it. It's more like they're long scarves, but they're not like scarves, like winter scarves. It's just lengths of cloth that
So
kind
like
of
an
drape
ascot?
down.
They're not quite zigzag. Got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not quite zigzag.
It's like they have like kind of poofy pants that come down to like some really nice boots. And then they have very puffy sleeves, and then like their shoulders just have these 4 strips of cloth running down, all bearing the sort of silver dragon
Is
regalia.
this David Bowie?
No.
No, actually, it
Damn.
sounds very like 1500s Spanish almost.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
As this man kind of approaches, he gives like a bit of a courteous bow, which is something you've not experienced in Delvaria. And he kind of looks to you and goes, "Very impressive beast. I thought
thank
it
you.
wise to give thanks, as you are responsible for this feast by the Queen's will."
Strigol will
Appreciate-
reply in Draconic, and I just kind of say aloud, "You honor us with your words."
"You honored us with our forefathers' language." He kind of gives a bit of like that Great Gatsby kind of like drink hold up kind of.
Yeah.
Half bow.
You recognize our sigils then? That is interesting. We took you
Yes.
for travelers, but we did not want to assume.
You are from Eltmer, yes?
We are from the capital city of Eltmer. We are Drake Wardens of His Majesty, but now to the call of the council specifically.
You're far from home, Drake Warden.
We are, but this is an important event, and we must make good with our neighbors. We are trying to fix upon what has been broken in the past, and this is but one effort we take. It is also good for us to experience these lands. They are very dangerous and can be quite good for training, especially for some of our youngers. And he looks behind his shoulder, and you do notice that the rest of the Drake Wardens are, mid-20s age. And he kind of turns back and goes, "This is a good place to train if you want to become stronger. I'm sure you've realized that, especially killing that thing outside."
Guy's just vibrating in his seat.
Well, to be fair, what brought that beast down was a combination of many different kinds of strength, not just raw. Looks over at Gaius with a big old smile. But it's not that we're completely differentiated. We work well together. All of our strengths come together amazingly strong.
That's
I
A
good.
well-crafted plan is as keen as any blade.
No one person here is without honor here.
I respect that. That is the goal of Eltmer. We believe in fostering connections with others and learning through others that we can better ourselves. If you're ever in, you should visit. We also have a tournament, a battle of competition. It's meant to
Guy's
commemorate
eyes are
the fall of
wide.
the royal family.
You going to Elmer, boys?
Competition.
shit.
We're just gonna hit all the gladiatorial events, every country, win the World Series.
The world
Perhaps
tour. Yeah.
once
I'm
your
going to
duties
nationals,
are-
boys.
perhaps once your duties are fulfilled. But I digress. It is nice to see others here who are not from this land. Not to say that the Bavarians are anything to see, that they're nothing if not entertaining. And he looks behind him, and you see a guy currently just roaring on one of the giant ostrich wings now, and he kind of looks back and goes, "They're an interesting folk, different but very interesting."
It certainly has been a culture shock, but not unpleasant.
If you don't mind my saying, you're kind of looks at you, Otho and Kai, and goes, "Turns out you seem somewhat familiar to me, but I don't know quite where to place it."
No, shut the fuck up. Not necessarily you. Monty, don't do this.
I might be mistaken. Apologies. Though I must say, and I mean this with no disrespect, you are the first Azamar I've ever seen outside of a temple, sir. And he kind of looks down towards you, Milo.
Whoa.
Well, it's been an interesting ride, being with all these guys. I feel like I'm able to do more out and about than I ever would just stuck in one temple.
Azamars aren't known for being out and about. You are an oddity, that is for certain, but it's not too unoften that Azamar take out on adventures of their own.
How familiar are you about all that then?
Not incredibly, but I know enough. We know of Azamar. There are, of course, many in Eltmer. Well, not many, but some. Most of them tend to stick to temples or are on pilgrimages or both. So,
And I can assure you that Master Brightbeam's light brines all the shiner outside of a temple and out on the road. Not only in helping people, but he is quite skilled at punishing those who would deserve it.
you
look
watch
at-
as
Go ahead.
Hawk kind of grabs you by the neck, Milo, and holds you aloft, look at this boy. And it's just this is the firecracker. He's strong and can command flame with his very will. And you hear all the boys go, ooh, kind of hyping you up.
While he's doing that, Milo's got a 1,000-yard stare of, "Oh, sweet Orn, am I doing everything wrong? Why do I need to be back home?"
No, dude, you've got the best business. You
Time
burn
to-
people up, and then you're the medic that comes in. And it's like, oh my bad.
I'm a healer,
Like
but
I'm a cloistered
Like when
priest.
someone picks up a fucking rabbit.
Kind of.
Yeah, I reached for my first aid kit, but then see what had happened was.
So it's the thing is that Milo's had one other experience with another Azamar, and hearing all that, it's like, oh, am I not doing what I am supposed to be doing? So
what, nuking people with fire?
no, there's all this talk about doing one's job and one's duty in a temple of one's own deity, especially when you've been birthed from one of their celestials, and it's like, oh. I don't know. This wasn't meant to be a big thing.
Milo-
It's just
Milo,
No,
Milo, I don't
that's
know.
that's
What
certainly. Oh,
I'm sorry.
go ahead, Tito. No, you.
I was about to say, I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but your dad kind of fucking has massive hold over most of this country. The sun.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
his
Hey,
his pupils shrink a little bit more.
The Altmarian dignitary kind of smiles. He just turned to you, D-Scan, and goes, "Craftsman, I assume.
Yes. Hello.
You have many papers with you, I assume. We have several lizard folk travelers come through and trade their wares. They're a welcome sign in our cities."
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. These are just, maps.
Maps? Trying to map Delvaria, are you? That's quite the undertaking.
Alton, actually.
All of Alton. That is an even more impressive. He kind of actually slides in next to you. He's kind of goes, "May I see your map
Dude, he
of
just slid
Delvaria?
into your old school DMs.
May I see your map?
Which one?
Delvaria.
He will kind of pull out what he has. I guess what's the word? Dignitary. We'll kind of just see sort of the route from the border to Ganjifa Strix. And then between Ganjifa Strix and Arcastoria, there's only Varuk and Kajatsuk with like a couple of landmarks drawn in between and sort of dashed lines that indicate the number of days between stoppage points.
He kind of looks at that and goes, and he actually like reaches behind and pulls out his own map that he seemed to have been scribbling out and kind of places it next to yours and goes, "Do you mind?" And he asks for a quill.
Map share.
I'll
Map buddies.
give
Make
him
the
a
maps
quill.
kiss.
All right.
Bro, map
he is-
quest.
He is going to reveal to you their traveling path that they took.
Oh.
Let's go.
That's cool.
Hell yeah.
Which means probably more towards the north?
Hyperventilating intensifies.
So this reveals a lot, actually.
Yeah.
It reveals. Oh my
The
god.
north? Yes.
So
It's the
much
heavy-
D's art.
Holy fuck, it's the,
Oh,
it's
there's
the
a
heavy
C.
breathing cat meme.
Yeah.
Oh
He does-
yeah.
he pointed
Yet
out this
more
mountain
dirt.
because it is relevant,
Okay.
and I'll reveal this.
Hot diggity daffodil.
Good grief.
I
Monty,
will show it to
given
chat. I'll show it to chat in a second. I'm just going to show you this corner because you would know this. Gaius is the forest that you came from. Is this
Yep,
forbidden
yep.
forest here. So I will show
Yep,
this to
yep,
chat
yep.
real fast.
further question, Monty.
Yep.
Given my background and my history and where I'm from, would I know the name of that mountain range?
That actually goes up to Havut Plata, which is a separate country.
Okay.
So that
of it.
is called Havut Plata. You don't know
Got
what the mountain is specifically called, but that does lead up to that location, and that is a country all of its own. So you do not know, unfortunately.
That's okay. We did hear about Havut Plata before, so.
Yes.
You know that the Goliaths are from there, and sometimes they
Right.
come to this event. Notably, there are none here.
Huh.
Yeah.
There was
however-
one in Kajatsuk, though, right?
There was. You did see one of them, yeah.
Okay.
This gentleman, though, kind of finishes scribbling and kind of hands the quill back to you and goes, "I'm not one for giving gifts out of nowhere, but I feel as though, as thank you for this feast and for killing such a mighty creature, I feel like this might be most useful to you. Plus, I'm always welcome to inviting more lizard folk into our cities. You are a welcome sight. Your craftsmanship has been very pivotal in the education of many of our people."
Oh, you're far too kind. I'm sure none of my work has made it out there, so.
Well, if you keep this up, it might.
Thanks.
Anyway, I'm gonna go drink some more of this milk.
Sorry, if I can maybe just borrow a little more of your goodwill.
Certainly. I'm not a miracle worker, though.
This town here, and he's gonna point to Greenthorn. That wouldn't happen to be the Knoll town, would it?
No, the Knolls don't have any towns. That is the border between Eltmar here, actually. That is the first town you will reach if you are coming into Delvaria from Eltmar, specifically. Yes.
Scribbles more notes on his map.
Above board, that is where Lenford is from, actually.
Hell yeah!
that cobbler
yeah.
dude, he's from there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
What were your names, by the way? I'm curious.
We go
Oh, my
right
low
on.
bright beam. Oh, sorry.
I did catch yours, yes.
Gaius Agni.
Guys, Agni, impressive. I have not met many satyrs. We have one or two that come in through passing, but none that look like you.
There's a reason for that. but
There's a
my
reason
woods
for
are a little
everything.
bit. My woods are a little bit to the north of there.
The north.
I show them on the map like the direction.
That is the Forbidden Forest. Not many people who go in there come out.
So I'm told.
Curious. I won't pry, but very curious. And you, sir. He kind of leans towards you, Otho, in acknowledgement.
Otho Valentinius.
Otho Valentinius. Your lineage suggests that you're from Savas, but your dress suggests that you're from Motorolo?
Good eye, sir. I am indeed from Mataralo.
Give them the
Not
scowl.
from Savas.
My father was from Savas.
Oh, that would make sense. Again, not to assume, but there are many beast folk from Savas. It seems to be where they do best. And the gentleman next to you, and he looks towards Kai.
Kai? Kai.
Kai. I feel like you'd be more nervous around the men with all the axes instead of the man with the bow that he's not even holding, but I digress. You two related, you seem similar.
Yeah, manners. Yep.
And
We're
then-
brothers.
I have a
Brothers. And you? And he looks towards you, Stergal.
Stragol's going to be kind of late to look, as anyone sitting next to Stragal is going to see his hands visibly shaking underneath the table with nervousness, kind of just staring off into the middle of the party, not realizing what's happening, before kind of snapping to. Apologies, you had a question for me?
Yes, I was curious to whom your name is and where you call home.
Stragal Cree. I am from Hearthland.
Earthland. Brave of you to come here. I've heard the war is still on the minds of the people there, but it's good to see that you're here.
I figured I'd seen plenty of Delvarians moving through Hearthland and even into the capital. Why not do the same in reverse?
That's smart. That's a good way to mend the wounds of war, is to understand who it was you were fighting and realize that there was no winner in the end.
That is, he's gonna kind of get confused again, as though anxiety's kind of overtaking him and making him slip. Yes, that is the hope.
And a goal. An honorable one. You should be proud. Anyway, I won't keep you. Impressive kill. Impressive group of friends. And I wish you the best. Hopefully we'll meet again.
Likewise,
kinda
Drake Warden.
A drink on me. I'm not paying for it. He laughs and walks away.
Jokes
it's
on all
not
of you.
on
He
you.
never asked for my name. I'm still incognito.
Saw the name on the bottom of the map.
Yeah.
My
name is
Why did I
Jesus.
sign my map? Ah!
Mark, that's
fucking-
because it doesn't matter what your name is.
Oh, shut the hell up.
If found,
What?
return to.
It says on the back, "Hello, my name is Iskon."
Property of
Finally,
Mr.
the
Steve
seed lolly has come back.
Property of East.
Notable, Escan, he did sign his name on your map.
Oh, shut up.
Ooh.
What name did I get?
Oh, yo, did you get those digits?
His name
No,
is
but I got his name though.
His name is Viserin, and you're not sure if it's a last name or if it's a
Viserin?
Viserin is his name.
Call me.
What?
Can I Can I get
Viserys,
this
That was
call
he was
me.
the Drake Warden, correct?
He's the Drake Warden, yeah.
get the spelling on that? And am I
Yes.
able to do a history check on the name?
Specifically, he wrote down Viserin Mantle Warden.
Okay,
Oh.
that's definitely a last name.
Uh-huh.
He wrote down this. Anyone who wants to, who succeeded on their check, which would probably be Kai and Escan, roll for me a history check, please.
Look, boys, let's go.
I would really like to succeed.
I would also like to do the success.
That's a 9.
That's
Fuck.
a 19.
19. Kai, as Escan, I imagine you kind of read it out loud, just kind of under your breath. When you hear the term Mantle Warden, that's a big deal. That's not your average, strike force commander. That is like a step under, like, I don't know military terms, so forgive me, but like, the Grand General of the Army is like a step down from that. So he's a very, very high positioned
Hot
person.
damn.
Yeah, this is not your like, your schmuck you send out
So
to
he'd
do
he'd
everyday
be like a
things.
colonel then.
He'd be like
Yeah.
second. He'd be like underneath the generals.
He'd be a
He'd be a-
4-star general under
Yeah.
the 5-star general.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
this guy's done some
Okay.
shit. So, no wonder he's welcome here as a guest,
I was
basically.
gonna say.
Tours
Yeah.
are huge.
As you all enjoy your drink, you do get several visits from several people, some more inebriated than others. There's also a set of music with very strange instruments. Though flutes, drums, and there's also dancers wearing just, very, very flowy outfits. Notably, Escan, what's everybody's passive perceptions for me?
15.
I know Escan's insane. 15 for Milo's really good.
21 for him, I think.
Yeah, 21,
That's
15.
12.
12.
11.
12. Anyone
10.
have 13 or higher is what I'm looking for here.
No,
I've got 21, Monty.
I
Okay,
have
so it's
I have
Milo,
120 feet of dark vision.
Milo
It
and
is-
Escan.
Milo and Escan. So as you guys are getting visited by like just an old warrior dude who's like, "That was amazing." Like you're just like, yeah.
Aw.
It's
Whoa.
cute. Escan and Milo, you notice, Milo in particular, you and Strigal have definitely caught the eye of Aya. And you notice this in real time as it happens.
Oh.
As she is like, and you notice too, as you look back, she has to like lean over the now mountain of food that's on her plate.
Oh.
And her goblet is almost overflowing. And like,
Her goblet run it over.
yeah, well, every time Rejar pours himself a drink, he tries to fill her up, but it's just like there's
Oh.
not enough space left, and she's not drinking any of it.
Man's trying to fucking zipline her drink like a waiter at a New York diner.
I was gonna say, chill, my dude.
So really
I
quick,
got that reference.
if it doesn't matter, that's fine. Whenever she does eye Milo, he wants to look directly back at her and give that knowing smile.
All right, you do so, and she kind of like, she looks at you and she kind of like does a little smile, but then she kind of worriedly looks up towards Rejar, who seems to be like just talking with his brother on the other side. And Escan, at this point, you kind of catch Milo smiling, and you're like, "What are you smiling at?" You look behind, and now Escan, you can see what's going on, and it's a good thing you notice because you see Aya kind of like gently touch like Rejar's shoulder, and he kind of turns around immediately and looks, and you notice her point towards your table, and she speaks, and Escan, you're the only one who understand, and it's not clear, but you do kind of, it's hard because there's like people walking in front of you and shit, so you can only see part of what she's saying, but you do see her say like, "There's a halberdier over there, and there's also an Azamar," I think is what you see her say.
Oh no.
And then Rejar kind of looks over, and at the moment he looks over, Milo and Escan roll me a stealth check.
No. This was passive perception.
Do I have this at disadvantage, or is this regular because it's eyes?
Just regular. 'cause
Just
it's
turtle
eyes.
into your suit.
7.
You smile more.
18
I
on
looked
the die.
I looked to Rashnar and I do an even bigger stupid CalArts bean smile.
The dude from
Reed.
Frozen. Hello.
I like to imagine Escan like looks over, like puts a hand over his head, like, "Don't look at me," and then Milo's just like smiling like an idiot.
Just wacky waving inflatable arm flailing his arm. Hello.
It was an 18 for Escan, by the way. in
Yeah,
case it
very,
wasn't-
very good. You managed to kind of look away and use kind of like the reflection of your goggles and just kind of look through the crowd. And you see Rejar kind of lean over and say, you can only read the words. You can't read his tone, but you can just see his face is kind of serious as he whispers into his ear and goes, "We're not to approach them. I don't know who they are or where they came from. They could be dangerous."
Oh.
And then he kind of leans back and drinks more.
He's right.
and
We are
then-
dangerous.
And then you watch as Aya stands up and begins to walk from the table towards you.
Motherfucker. She's
fuck.
about
The
to cause an
bait.
international
The
incident.
bait was set. Let's go.
Escan is going to immediately kind of. We've all been traveling together for a long enough time that I imagine that he can do like the giraffe cough of danger, and everyone knows to like straighten up and pay attention.
Oh, so this is
Just
code red. Take the shot. Take the shot.
Very quietly, without disturbing the people around us, he's going to grab everyone's attention to kind of alert them to what's going on.
You're a lizard, so it's a push-up.
Yeah, just gonna bob my head.
Wow.
Gonna bob my head up and down really quickly.
sorry. Yeah.
Realistic lizard face.
Hey.
You notice as she like just like her expression doesn't change either. Like she says what she says, and then he kind of turns to go back to drinking, and she just gets up and starts walking towards you. Immediately, that woman in armor immediately just goes to attention and immediately is at her side. And then hearing that, Rajar immediately just like scrambles to put down his drink, and he also like slides from behind the table and follows behind very quickly.
I imagine this is pretty obvious at this point.
What a power play!
Now everyone in the fucking place is looking at us. Jesus Christ.
Now all of China knows we're here.
Otho will hide the motion of his mouth with like a wine cup or something, and he'll just mutter under his breath, "No sudden moves, gentlemen."
They look dangerous.
Barbarians can smell fear.
Kaya's gonna freeze up and immediately go back to his book and continue doing something.
If you don't
Yes.
move, they can't see you.
It's
We're the
true. I've
we're
heard
the
Azamar are really dumb.
Hey.
No, you're the confirmation. It's okay.
Hey.
The exception that proves the rule.
That's the word I was looking for. Exception. Sorry.
I just love the idea that they're just like, they might be dangerous. Everyone else is standing up. Gaius is still fucking hacking away at an ostrich with his fucking battle axe, like not even paying attention.
So we've got a dignified fellow drinking wine. We have a crazy goat man cutting meat with axe.
Steak with his axe.
Milo's standing there just smiling like an idiot. Like,
Kermit waving.
like, yes, we are so dangerous.
It is worth pointing out as Aya approaches, and as Rajar is just a fucking thundercloud behind her, is the best way to describe his presence. It's interesting because you got like the Milo bright beam smile of sunlight, and then you have Aya, and then you have on the other side the fucking doom cloud. As they approach, you notice that people very quickly get out of the way. And like, you know, not like they're tripping over themselves, but they're like, get out of the way. And like, not a lot of people stop what they're doing to watch what's going on. A few people do for sure, but a lot of people are drinking a lot, and eating and seem to be like focused on other things. But there's a few heads that turn as Aya does approach.
So now that the bodyguard and the huge fucker are approaching at light speed, Otho is going to just slowly begin to stand up, and he's going to get ahead of this situation. And as they both approach, he'll hold his hands out in sort of a welcoming gesture, and he'll not like announce, but he'll greet them politely. He'll say, "Prince Ragnus, Lady Aya, how wonderful of you to bless us with your presence. Thank you so much for this feast."
Immediately, Rajar does not acknowledge you, and so does a short whistle between his teeth, and you notice all of the guards, which you now notice are stationed around the place, immediately are all on alerts.
Are these guards berserkers, perchance?
They are, yes.
Fuck! All right.
Of course they
Yeah.
are.
They also appear to be specifically ranged attackers, based on the fact that they have very
You know, that just it makes
Ranged
sense.
berserkers?
For-
That's cheating.
For what?
Yeah.
For what it?
Oh man, these guys must have purchased the. Never mind.
Get it
You're
out.
about to make a
Connor.
Deus Ex reference, weren't you?
No, these must have purchased the Warpath Barbarian, available now on DN's Guild.
Okay.
Oh, good plug. Good plug.
For what it may or may not be worth mine, as long as it's not provoking anyone further, Milo's not looking away from Aya, but not in like a
Yeah.
weird way, but just like, yeah.
Like,
As
oh
you
hey,
say-
you want to talk? Let's talk.
As you say what you say, Rajar does that. Aya, however, seems to stumble a little bit. She doesn't seem to know what to do. And there's like a moment where she's kind of like ruminating. She goes, the pleasure is all mine. You,
Oh, how rude of me. Allow me to introduce myself. Otho Valentinius,
you hear
steward of
just a-
Easton Vale.
you just hear, and then you just see Rajar rolling his eyes. And she goes, Lady Aya of Delvaria, wife to Rajar Ragnus. Pleasure to meet you. And she goes
The
up to reach
pleasure-
out her, reach out a hand, and you just see Rajar just grab her hand and just pull it gently back, and she just kind of gives you a smile instead.
Jesus, dude, relax.
Seeing seeing the obvious paranoia on Rejuar's face, he'll look up at him for a brief moment. He'll give him a shallow smile, and he'll just bow to both of them.
Roll an insight check for me,
I
Otho.
assure you the pleasure is all mine, Your Highnesses. Insight?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
God.
give it a little insight.
Hey,
You don't have
that's
to
my
roll very
line.
high. Well, I rolled a natural one, so the only way you can fuck this up is if you roll a natural one. I
Don't
think.
fuck it up, Chief.
But even then, it could be a higher natural one.
Have we ever had competing nat ones?
That's a
That
16.
has
Dude, I'd
never
be- I'd be
happened.
It has happened. It has happened, I believe.
Yeah, I think
Mark,
it
let's
has
go.
happened.
I think it was during Goblins, wasn't it?
Oh, I wasn't there for
It
that.
might have been. It might have been. Yeah, I know.
Otho, you read him like a book. You get the sense that he is sizing up how, and it kind of makes you shudder a little bit. He is currently calculating how to kill each and every single one of you at a glance right now.
Mm-hmm.
You see his eyes darting to where your dominant hands are. You see him looking at the weaponry that you have. You can see him looking at your brother, specifically his book, and is very seems to register very quickly what each
Oh,
and every
yeah.
single one of you are.
Oh
At
yeah,
a glance.
you better be scared. I got spells in there. that
He
I'm-
knows how to read. Look out.
Yeah.
As a-
Oh man.
Ooh,
Otho
he knows
as
how
a-
to spell the word the.
Hey, Monty.
something,
Otho, as a frequenter of the courts, is used to people probably wanting to kill him, so he takes that in stride.
Milo, is there
Yes.
something you want to say, Gaijin? Sorry.
I did. I wanted to, and if I can't, it's fine. I'm curious if he's doing this out of sheer protection or actual dominance.
You can roll insight if you wish. to
Yes,
determine
I do.
I'd love to do this as well.
that. You do with advantage.
24.
Gaia.
Yes, I do.
Oh my god.
Get him, guys. Get him,
You're a
guys.
warrior. It's fine.
Advantage.
Advantage.
14.
Okay. Milo,
Mhm.
yes.
What? Wait.
It's both.
So-
It's both. It's both.
It's both.
Poor
yeah.
Kano
both,
Los
both.
Dos.
Yeah,
Poor
it's
Kano, let's
both.
go.
Gaius. Yeah, it's both.
with
this is the fuck around and find out analyzation
Mm.
phase of whatever.
I think it's more is the dominance over her or over us?
It seems
Yeah.
to be over you.
Okay, that is
specifically.
different. That is very
That
different.
is different than her.
Yeah.
Though him kind of he's very gentle when he brings back her hand, but it's more just she doesn't want her to touch you.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
However, she does kind of reciprocate the bow a little bit. She goes, "Apologies, I'm not wise to the words of the courts. Perhaps if we can
no
speak
bother.
on more."
No bother at
Fair
all.
enough.
What brings you to our table?
She looks up at Rarejar, and Rarejar kind of looks at her like, "Woman, you went here!" Gives her this glance, and she goes, "I couldn't help but notice you." And she looks towards you, Sturgal.
Sturgal is kind of face deep in his ascot, pushing away tears.
Aw.
Are you quite all right? Are you feeling well? You don't seem like you've been molting properly. Perhaps too much stress?
Sturgal is going to place the halberd axe facing towards Sturgal, so the stick is kind of facing towards where they are on the table. Roll up his sleeves, put his hands out to try and hopefully keep his habits on the table to hopefully help ease Ragnar, or Rearjar, not Ragnar, and kind of look towards her. It has been many years since I have seen you, and I'm very thankful that you are alive and safe.
Oh, you must forgive me. I don't remember you.
It is
I
all right.
was- I spent so much time in the Medicina Temple. I never really was around in court at all.
In truth, I should have been staying around in court more often, but I was often. That doesn't matter. By Medicina's blessing, I am glad you are safe and well. Your family has sent me to deliver not only messages, but this, as he kind of holds onto the dragon egg.
Dragon egg.
Wait, where'd you
Dragon.
get dragon egg?
Griffin egg!
Whoa!
Oh my gosh, I was really.
She
Whoa.
stole it from the Altmurians. Get him.
Yeah.
Get him.
You see, she's very taken back and is kind of confused. and you watch as that armored woman approaches, and she actually takes off her helmet and holds it to her side. This woman is very cool looking. She's got a couple of nicks on her face, specifically across the nose and on the chin in a couple places. Very piercing blue eyes. Black hair that is kind of short, but has like a bit of a ponytail at the end, and a very discerning gaze. This is a well-toned warrior, and as she looks at you, she goes, "You're Sturgal, aren't you? You're one of Candlestaff's men."
Lady Dessa?
She kind of gives a nod of acknowledgement.
fuck.
Oh.
I know him. He's one of the mage's apprentices, specifically a warrior trained at both combat and magic.
Oh, should I say that out loud? No.
Rajar kind of seems to slack a little bit, but is still watching very closely.
Seeing Dessa also safe and well, Sturgal is going to relax at least a little bit.
Yeah, at this point, the only person who's tense right now is Rajar. It seems to be an exclusive thing.
No,
for him.
Eastcan is very tense right now.
Fair enough.
It's like the
Aya
lizard
kinda-
hanging from like the screen window, like, I should not be here. Why am I here?
Aya kind of turns back to you, goes, "My parents have sent one messenger, but I'm assuming he did not return back."
I do not believe so. They have been very worried about you, and we had reason to be here, or my companions had reasons to be here, and I thought I would tag along to try and deliver this.
Rajar kind of sighs. He goes, "Your courier was useless. We offered him an escort back to Hearthland, and he refused it. No doubt he was picked clean by gnolls by now. Should have taken the offer, the coward." You seem kind of miffed about that.
It's actually
Aya kind of turns and goes, "Some people are still stubborn over the war and hold grudges." And you see her kind of like just kind of give a bit of a dark look towards Rajar. Rajar immediately just kind of swallows his words a little bit.
Believe me, we all lost many people that we care and love for in the war. I am among them, but I am not here to provoke conflict nor to bring anything other than these messages.
Indeed, this is a time for celebration, a time for gifts.
But by chance, these things you've brought, are any of them from Odette?
Yes, indeed.
She looks up towards Rajar. "Rajar, please." And he kind of sighs. He goes, "The sorcerer must look at them first." And she kind of turns and she nods and she
Prince
goes,
Ragnus, I noticed you were a man of discerning taste with your alcohol choices. I happen to have something here for you as well, good sir. And I'm going to pull out the my flask of Almerian sherry as a token of goodwill from us to you.
"He is from Hearthland. Where are you from?"
Well, I was born in Mortarallo, but my current residence is in Easonville.
That explains it. He reaches down and he takes it and kind of shakes the bottle a bit. He kind of pockets it and he goes, "The sorcerer will check this too."
Monty, that's the second time. We were told that they typically ignore magic, right?
They do, usually. The most
Can I
average
insight
stuff are in.
why he's talking about using a sorcerer specifically?
Yeah, it is interesting.
Insight or Arcana, I would say.
I
is
would
your
prefer
choice.
Arcana, sure.
Hmm.
Anyway.
Good old detect magic would find out if anything magical is going on. Who's to say they can't check for anything else, too?
So, I guess my question is more that since we've been told that Delvarians do nothing but ignore magic, it seems odd that he has a personal sorcerer. So I'm trying to see if there's anything else there. If maybe he takes magic or the court takes magic more seriously than the civilians, or if there's just something that I'm missing.
It seems that he's talking openly about magic a bit more. It still is with an air of caution to it.
Got
But
it.
for the
But he doesn't
details,
seem to be. Oh,
you
sorry.
have
go
no
ahead.
idea. The details are, you can't get that with just a
Got it.
general check. You'd have to look into that more closely by talking probably to other people.
Sturgal will place the griffin egg onto the table, take a sip of the milk and kind of stand up. Were you gonna say something, Zito?
Guys was actually gonna tap Strigal on the shoulder and kind of like whisper something embarrassingly into your ear question mark.
The hole in his head.
Ear hole.
Yeah, in the ear hole. Would it be not a good time to offer the other strong drink I have as a gift?
I do not yet know. But I have to ask myself in this time, if I am here instead of Taynor for whatever reason, what would he do? And he's gonna down some of the alcoholic milk and stand up
Gaia shrugs and just puts the bottle on the table. Gift as well.
before Strigal will take the halberd, axe head down, take a knee and bow in front of Prince Rerjar, kind of leaning the stick towards him. I know you fought in the war. We have met in battle. And I know that you know that a halberdier's weapon is their life. I am not here to bring war, nor discord, nor any subterfuge. I will speak plainly to you, so plainly that I give you this, my weapon and my life. If anything that I have brought comes to harm you or Aya in any way, my life is forfeit, and I will not hide, I will not run.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh boy.
Let's go, Zan.
16.
Yes.
Nice roll.
Troy looks down at you and goes, "It was already established the moment you walked through these doors.
Oh.
If
True.
you posed a threat to me or my wife, I would kill you without hesitation, and you know I would."
I know, but there is a difference between someone attempting to cause damage, running away and fleeing, even if you could catch them, and owning up to their mistakes if they made one. I will speak plainly to you.
Keep your weapon. I like to watch people die. The distance isn't my style.
Christ.
Elegance isn't really my thing.
Very well. Will you allow me to at least deliver this egg from the princess's
As
mother?
you say egg, he's like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "Huh?"
Egg.
And then the moment you say that, Aya's like, "Oh my gosh! Oh, I completely forgot. And you watch as like Amelia Rocher's like, "What the hell's happening? What's happening? What's the egg?" He's super confused.
What is the egg?
What does the egg mean?
Egg.
That's
Would you
right,
like an
I
egg
turned-
in this trying time?
I turned 20 recently. That means I get. Oh,
A
as you watch
griffin.
her smile, my griffin. Oh, that explains why. Oh, I'm so sorry you've come so far. It's in this box, right?
He will move it over with his hands.
Rejrar, it's commonplace for the Hearthland Royals to receive an egg of a griffin on their 20th birthday, and they raise them to basically be their loyal companion. You see Rejrar kind of mutter something under his breath. Escan, roll me a perception check because you can read this.
Yeah.
Wait, can Otho read
I
lips
have
too?
to. I have to roll
No,
it.
it's a
I
feat.
can't.
It's a feat. Yeah.
I have to roll it.
You have to roll it. It's an active check, yeah.
My perception isn't even really that high.
It's a mutter, not a talk. Ooh.
22.
Tell me your secret.
Aya doesn't hear him say it, but she turns back to acknowledge the rest of you. But Escan, you notice Rejrar kind of purses his lips and go, "I'm the loyal companion," a little bit.
Oh my God.
I wish you would train
There it
me.
is.
I'm just gonna put that one in the bank. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna put it in the
You
bank
remember
for
that
later.
the next time he puffs out his chest.
Yeah, just for later.
You know, in case he wants to talk some more shit.
She does kind of smile and she goes, "We have much to discuss. And I'm so sorry. The rest of your companions, I should acknowledge you as well. Again, I don't wish to intrude or be rude, and I've certainly can understand if you had your fair share of people staring at you, but you," and she looks towards you, Milo.
Mhm.
I'm mistaken to assume that you're an Azamar.
I'm actually an Azamar of Orin. I had something I
Ooh.
wanted to give you from the little branch of the clergy that I come from, and I want to give her one of the fancy candles.
As she goes to take it, you watch as Dessa actually this time intercepts and takes it.
That's understandable. No harm meant.
Dessa kind of looks and goes, "No offense, but we must have the royal sorcerer look at any items provided to the royal family."
No, it's understandable completely. Milo's very like not being coy or anything. It's just like, yeah, I get it.
Aya
Um,
does turn back to you and she goes, "You are the only other Azamar I've ever met. Though, granted, I'm not exactly an Azamar myself. I'm Azamar Jason. I don't know exactly what I am, but to be frank, I've only heard about Azamars, and you're the first one I've seen. You're exactly what they're described as. Very glowing hair, beautiful eyes, and just... I don't know how to describe it. There's just this warmth to you."
he does a stupid smile.
As you do that, prayers are behind her, just like, "What did you say?" Just like kind of like, kind of seems a little angry that you get a compliment.
You're
Oh, this man's gonna be bitched by a
This guy is
griffin
so
soon.
insecure. Jesus.
Well, Lady Aya, if present company allows, if there's any questions or anything you want to talk about, that's completely fine. But there's something. There's a very important reason we came here, and it might seem simple, but guys, is it all right if I tell her?
the Lady of Messina herself should be told.
Are we sure we want to do all that before they have the chance to make sure they feel safe with us?
Wait, did something happen to Odette?
No,
No,
Well,
not at all.
High Priestess Odette's fine. I actually studied under her for a little while. She's so nice.
Sorry, she's getting quite old, and I worry for her health. I
Your
mean, sure,
Grace,
there-
Your Grace, I would be more scared of death, as I'm sure that death is scared of Odette more than the other way around.
that woman
um,
is not going to go in her sleep. I mean, that's probably actually that's the only way I think she would go. I think she would fight death if they showed up when she was awake. But
Yes.
I digress.
Sorry, Lady Aya, there's actually something about Odette that I'm just gonna say it. We came across a group of children, and they have some bizarre disease, illness. Magic can't cure it. Remedies can't cure it. Odette could not cure it.
The moment you mentioned an illness, immediately you see Aya shift from like, I'm friendly, to immediately like war mode. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Like, immediately just a shift. And she goes, "Is that so?" She looks up towards Rajar and she goes, "Rajar, can I have a word?" And you see him kind of go, "Sure." And you watch, he turns to you and nods and goes, "Apologies for cutting this conversation short, but we have much to discuss.
That's fine.
Anything you have brought from Odette, from the Medicina, and my parents, please hold on to it for now. We'll get
Should
there."
we stick around after the feast and then?
Yes, absolutely. We'll be back soon.
Is there an appropriate place for us to wait? We don't want to start any trouble.
Oh, wait here. Enjoy the food. Enjoy the drink. It's very nice.
All right.
I particularly really quite enjoy the root vegetable. It's very nice and crunchy.
Lady Dessa, your father also sends a parcel for you. Shall that be investigated by the court sorcerer as well?
It's procedure, so yes. It's
Very
nice to hear
well.
my old man still cares about me.
Indeed.
How's he doing, by the way?
Well as he can.
He's one arm in the grave, but he can still fight.
Oh, jeez.
Better than most.
Anyway, you watch as Roger kind of like puts a hand to Aya's back and kind of walks. And as he leaves, he does give you one, like the group of you, just a little bit of a glare, and then keeps moving.
Just wave at him.
Eventually, the two leave and disappear, and the party continues.
Guys, there's a saying that I heard a long time ago. The man might be the head of the household, but the woman's the neck.
That's a good phrase.
Stragal's just gonna take a deep breath and kind of get back to his seat before kind of huffing and puffing to try and get his heart rate back down.
What do you think?
You
that went
all
about
right
as
there,
well as-
Stragal?
Yes. As Master Otho said, I think that is as well as it could have gone.
Maybe have yourself a little bit more drink, but not, too much.
You don't have to tell me twice. And he's gonna drink some wine.
As you guys
Guys.
are drinking wine and kind of, oh, sorry, go ahead, guys. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna play a joke that just like Gaius was holding his axe behind his head the whole time. Like, can we continue?
Show that ostrich steak who's boss.
Just a cacophorous fucking
Cut into
clang
it
as
with
he
your great axe.
I will
slams
say
down
this,
the axe.
Eating the ostrich is like being a caveman and just eating meat off the bone. It's so great.
If there's
Amazing.
any time for people who are a part of my stream to use the Unga emote, now is the time.
Now is the time. However, Milo and Escan, with your passive perceptions, as Rojar and Aya leave, you do hear, specifically from the mercenaries table, one individual going, "Did you see that? Fucking pathetic. What are things coming to?"
I jolt back around immediately.
You
And
see,
just-
you see what looks to be some sort of like mercenary with red hair, not red like Rojar's, but like kind of a red kind of brownish red hair, currently
Auburn.
drinking through a drink. He looks very strong. Looks to be some sort of like, bow, axes. Like he's equipped a bit like Gaius, honestly. Kind of fur shoulder attire. Just tons of scars. He's missing 2 fingers on one hand. Like this man has seen it for sure. And as
Is
you
he-
kind
oh,
of
go
look
ahead.
towards him, he does meet your gaze and kind of stares at you.
Is there a problem with us?
Not a problem with you. You're fine.
You're gonna see Iskan's lizard nose kind of slide into frame between you and the other guy.
I can picture that.
I can see it.
I heard the same thing. Let's not start something. It's not worth it.
Slides back
Eventually,
out.
some time passes, and you notice as the entourage, I'll call them, comes back. Aya, Dessa, and Rojar. Rojar, you can see his upper kind of brow is twitching slightly, and
Oh.
Aya is smiling ear to ear. And as they approach, Aya kind of walks up and goes, "We can discuss tomorrow of your affairs, as well as the parcels that you have brought."
Well, that'd be
That is-
lovely.
Great to hear, Lady Aya.
Oh, and we'll arrange rooms for you. And you see Rojar immediately go, "Wait a second, that wasn't part of the conversation."
Cool.
You hear, however, that same mercenary from the table, kind of between his glass, go, "Great, another Hearthland to suck your cock," and just kind of slams back the drink.
Oh.
All right. So we're gonna do that, huh? All right.
And immediately, before any of you can respond, you hear just a sound of like a butcher's chop on a block. And you watch as the guy's arm is just gone. It like hits the floor, and the drink just topples, and you hear just like, oh, and you see Rarejar just slowly putting his axe away and going, "This man is drinking too much. He should get some water." And he gives a whistle, and you watch as 2 Delvarian berserkers just grab him and just drag him out.
Oh.
I was about to say they're gonna throw his ass out the fucking window.
At this point, everyone is quiet, and there's sort of a silence. And then Rarejar kind of turns and says, "Does anybody else have any comments they would like to share? No? Good. Drink. Party." He kind of waves his hand dismissively.
You could have. The only thing missing from that statement was "Have fun, damn it."
Dang, I wanted to actually say something.
Enjoy yourselves.
Dismemberment will continue until morale improves.
I order you to have fun.
Sorry,
You notice-
Gaji, what were you gonna say?
I actually wanted to respond to him.
No, maybe don't. I like
No,
your arms where
it's-
they
it's a-
are.
No, it's a good. It's a good.
Go for it.
Would you let me mind?
Yeah, go for it.
When he
You
says,
could.
"Does anyone?"
I will say that before this, like, you'd notice that people, like, the Delvarians are like, "Ah, old hat," and just kind of go back to their business. A lot of the floor
Sure.
people are like, "Oh, fuck, okay."
So when he says, does anyone have anyone else to say? Tiny little diminutive Milo, who doesn't even come to this man's, and he raises a glass to him and says, Tereshnorar, the strongest man in this room!
You hear all the berserkers are like, yeah! And even Redmond's like, yeah! He's drunk, by the way. Redmond is gone.
Redmond
He's
is a
flat.
lightweight. Look at his body fat. He's like 0%.
Hey, I resent that
Notably,
statement.
Hey,
everybody,
Monty,
yeah.
what's other Prince doing?
Other Prince is drinking with his wife, and actually watch that happen. No change in expression whatsoever.
Amazing.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
That seems to be like
We still don't have
based
his
on-
name, right?
You do not know.
Nope.
You know just from like looking around at all the people, and just because your background as you're a person of the court. The reaction that the people who are definitely mainstay is like, oh, this is a normal occurrence, like what we just saw. However, I would say Sturgal and probably Eastcan, because your passive perception. When that happened, Aya did not look at any point. You see her kind of stiffen, and she's got a smile on her face, but you are both smart enough to know that that is not a genuine smile.
It's
It is.
practiced.
It's very practiced, yeah.
Mhm.
Aw.
She stiffens.
But that means it happens pretty frequently.
Right.
However, there is drinks, there is merriment. Rarejar does kind of look down towards A and goes, "We did not agree on rooms." And she kind of goes, like, "Well, they're guests. They should have rooms."
If it is a problem, we do have a place to stay in the city.
Aya kind of looks back up at him, and he goes, "They will have rooms, but you'll be guarded."
Very well.
We will
You
see
are
in
most
the morning."
gracious, Your Highness.
"I do not like your flowery words, well-dressed man."
Okay, thanks, big man, for the rooms.
Thanks, Bubby.
That actually trips him up, Gaius, as he's like,
Gaius is dead face smiling at him, sleepy eyed.
he looks down towards the and goes, "I'm gonna kill these people." He goes, "You better not." We're done here. And she kind of, as Roger kind of turns to leave, Aya kind of gives a bit of a slight smile. This one a genuine one, and gives you all kind of a polite bow. And she goes, "I can't wait to speak with you and to learn more of you as well. It's a pleasure."
We have plenty to tell.
The fuck we do? Relax. Come on now.
And she kind of follows off. Notably, Dessa. Rarejar is a cloud that hovers, yet Dessa is the one who seems to be immediately at her side at every single turn. However, she does return back, and as they sit down, the other prince actually does turn and says something to Rarejar, which you do see Escan, where it says, "Do you need an extra hand?" And then Rarejar gives him a look and goes, "Shut the fuck up," and goes back to drinking.
Damn.
Gaius would have grabbed the arm.
He
and
doesn't need
held
a
it
hand.
up.
I was gonna say, take the arm and be like, well, this one.
There is an arm on the ground. Do you
There's
want
an
the
arm on the ground. Will this one be of assistance, my liege?
Who wants to put in their inventory, apparently?
I'm
mean,
not.
Is it a plus?
I'm
Is that
not.
wait? Is that a +1 arm?
And it'll make me encumbered. I can't do that.
I mean, the blood's full of
Okay.
alcohol. You can.
Oh, very well. If I must be the pack mule, I must.
Two
I was gonna
arms,
say,
and you
but-
just pull out the spare arm.
Just fight like Beowulf from Skullgirls.
I challenge thee to a duel. Pulls out full arm slap.
You grab the arm, guys?
No!
Okay.
That's a joke.
The arm of
I-
holding.
I don't know with you people. I don't know.
Whoa, what do you mean, you people?
people?
What is that about,
This
Monty?
is the pocket
You
big
players!
bag. I don't know, man. Anyway,
Monty, get a handle on this, okay?
I am.
Yeah, this is getting out of
However,
hand.
As you all drink, and the food just keeps coming. Like, there's a point where you're like, I can't eat anymore, and then just more food is served, and you're like, oh my god, why? It
I
never
am a-
stops.
I am a ball.
Yeah.
possibly.
We're gonna have to roll Milo out of here like the
I-
blueberry
I-
girl
I
in
have- I have to-
Willy Wonka.
I have the fucking giant's might just to keep eating.
It would not be so bad if it wasn't so heavy. Like, even the vegetables are heavy. Like, there's no like light leafy greens. It is like heavy vegetables too.
How much protein is in this lettuce?
so
The
much.
protein powder's just on the
That's-
lettuce.
Why
It's
is
not
everything?
lettuce,
Why is
it's-
everything wrapped in bacon?
You do notice, however, throughout the night, as people leave, they actually do swing by the royal table and do give gifts, which is interesting. You do notice. It seems like the wardens from Eltmer are the first ones to kind of head out for the night, and they provide kind of gifts. Interestingly enough, they do provide one of the silver bows to the crown prince specifically. They also provide what seems to be some very nice silks to the crown prince's wife. You get the sense probably for the baby, possibly to make stuff for the baby. Rare Gerard gets a silver sword, it looks like, a very nice silver sword. And Aya gets a bunch of books, which she seems very delighted by.
Really?
Yeah, she seems to really be jazzed for books.
Hey. Okay, well, I guess we could wait until afterwards because I was about to say I'm
Yeah,
gonna did
you guys
something,
are gonna
but
have
yeah.
a private meeting.
Fair,
so-
fair, fair.
Oh, good. I
Yeah.
can't wait for that to go horribly wrong.
However, as you guys drink and make merriment, the night begins to, subside. Dessa eventually approaches and she does say, "Whenever you are ready to go to your rooms, I have been told to guide you there."
Oh, we're gonna sleep first.
Okay.
Oh,
Thank you, Lady Dessa.
No need for lady. It's the Vanguard Dessa, but again, I am not one to take orders from Erdra Ragnus, but for Lady Aya's sake, as well as my position here, I must advise you to remain into your rooms until you are fetched in the morning.
Okay.
We do not
Okay.
mean to create incident. That should suffice.
It's hard not to with some of the people we keep in company here. But I digress. Once you're ready, you can find me, or if you're ready to go now, I can take you whenever you're ready.
I feel like we're ready now.
Gentlemen, are we feeling like it might be the end of tonight's festivities?
I
Wait,
feel
hold
like I
on.
need to get rolled into my bed.
Wait, hold on.
He's just shoving it down his throat, but it essentially won't go.
Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah, the remaining people seem to be people who have definitely had a lot to drink. You do also notice that the crown prince is still there, but his wife seemed to have gone to bed. Rajar and Aya seem to be heading out for the night, which is probably why Dessa has approached you.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
As the festivities die down, the last bit of music begins to dim. You guys are actually led out of a rightmost chamber, and immediately you find yourself outside, actually, in kind of a pathway, a breezeway, if it would. The left seems to contain more building. However, the right just opens up into what seems to be just an open yard. You can see slightly up ahead is you thought, oh, it's one big building. It's actually several smaller buildings seems to make up the stronghold. But you are taking through sort of corridors. It's very much like Gaijin, you can probably back me up on this. It's very much like Japanese palace style, where it's
Oh, you've got so it's just
Yeah.
basically like one big building, then you have like a pseudo open air hallway that goes to another building and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Yes, it seems to be a lot of that.
Mhm.
Also,
Is
it's
there a
worth pointing
rock
out,
garden between them?
Oh my god.
there is rocks. There is one important detail I also forgot to mention as well. Aya's plate by the end of the night was a fucking mountain. It was impossible. However, it was interestingly enough collected by some servants for some purpose, but you're not sure. However,
Did it look like she ate any of it?
she ate some of it, but it's hard to tell. It's definitely he kept eating. She probably got full very quickly, and then he just kept eating and kept adding stuff to the plate. But that seems to be after this night, you seem to realize it's more of a cultural thing, probably, rather than he expected her to eat that much food, to be honest, after you kind of look at the pile. However, the outside it's not beautiful, but you do see further down the hall, there seems to be a garden, actually, with plants that are alive, which is pretty impressive for this region. However, before you can get a very good look at it, you turn left down a kind of a turn in the hallway, eventually finding yourself in front of a set of 4 doors. Dessa kind of turns and goes, "These are our guest rooms. There are 4 rooms, each contain 2 beds."
Oh, well, it's probably lovely. I appreciate it, Dessa.
Of course. Oh, and these will be your guards. You watch as just like a Chad squad turns the corner. They seem
Here's your guards.
really mean though. They're very scary looking.
Are these at least not berserkers?
They are 100% berserker.
Fuck.
We
Alright.
do think that they would guard us with less than berserkers.
Oh, I was
I thought
hoping they
maybe
were like just
I would be insulted if they didn't.
Not berserkers, just aggressors.
just burrs.
Burrs. Berserks.
The rooms,
Berserks.
as you open up the doors, each room is like, I'm just gonna say it, Skyrim in room is the best way to describe it. There are
Nice.
furs everywhere. There is an unlit fireplace. There is a chamber pot, kind of a bath. There's also, interestingly enough, a pump, like a water pump, which is rather fascinating. As well as some shelves, and there is just like antlers and like beasts, like embellishments, like hunter's cabin-esque vibes. For lighting as well, it seems to be surprising to you, Milo, is candles. Actually, they do have a lot of candles in here. They're not like the thick candles you're used to. They're very narrow candles. But how are we splitting up the rooms? Who's sleeping where?
My recommendation is that we do 2, 2, and 2, and just
But
leave the
who?
4th room empty.
Okay.
That's my
who shall
recommendation to
two?
the party.
Yeah,
I will
sounds
say
good to me.
right, I will say right now, Kai is sleeping with Otho, 100%.
Brothers are together.
I guess Milo and Iska.
Same brain cell. Let's go. Sun and moon. Let's go.
Guys is holding a bed over his head, looking at Stragal. Round 2.
Pillow fight.
He's not even holding a pillow, he's holding the whole bed.
Yeah, I'm holding the whole mattress.
The whole mattress.
Somehow
Alright.
picking up the frame.
As you all, as Iska and you roll Milo in like a Katamari and no.
Time for the sleeperito.
As all of you make your way into not your most comfortable accommodations, despite it being a royal, situation, you all rest as easily as you can. The initial confrontation passed, but now the more official conversation begins, and that is where we're going to take our break.
We did it.
Oh,
boys.
snap.
Hooray!
Monty,
Oh,
Monty, I was so nervous above game, it was affecting me in game as well. Well done.
I'll be back.
Ooh, man.
You guys
yeah, I
held
gotta
up
get a
pretty well.
drink.
I want more tea.
All right,
I'm
Bosco,
gonna
please.
I'm gonna get soda because
I believe that means it's time for the halftime show, which means we're going to start with Bubba Bob and the 500 bits. Kai, pick up that guy's hand and turn it into a crawling claw. That's a terrible
I don't have my
idea.
headphones on, so don't say anything about me.
All right, we'll do. Monty's a
Time to
cute
talk
nerd.
mad shit.
Yeah, Monty's a cute nerd. Hashtag Arcov 2023. Halftime show, yo. Indeed, Arcov. Speaking of the good boy, there he is. For those of you that missed it, I did promise you a story, but before we get to that, for those of you who were not here for the intro, Baldur's Gate 3 is happening every other Saturday. We're hoping to start this coming Saturday on what I think is the 9th. I could be wrong. Let me check yes, it is. So Arcov is going to be a part of that, which is going to be great. Myself, Sarah, Connor, if that sounds familiar, it's going to be the old Prince Division squad. So yeah, let me get this quick bit drop real quick before we do story time with Edward Bosco, baby. Burnout Vaughn with 100 bits. Someone give Zan an award for that scene where he kneeled to his enemy. Yep, I agree. That was an amazing scene.
Thank
Zan
you.
crushed it. Yep. I texted him privately on Discord. I was like, yo, loved it. So, true story, and I can say this because I'm at the house of one of the people who was there. We were doing a VA karaoke panel at Anime Impulse, which, if you didn't get to go, you should go next year. It's in Anaheim. It's great. It's by Disneyland. But we had some technical difficulties towards the end of the panel, so we were waiting to do like the last song. And one of the panel people, it was, I think, Amber May, who's awesome. Billy from Billy Busta, really talented. All pink, like nondescript, totally not Barbie outfit, cowboy hat. just for no reason starts breaking out into the Wellerman, just instantly. The best part is all of us start singing Wellerman, and then so does the crowd. The problem is Amber forgets the words about the third verse through, so we just start singing about the tech problems. We're like, soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the talking is done, we'll take our leave and go. The tech team told us we could not continue with the panel now, but we're going to go as fast as we can, doing something now. Hey-ho. And we did this for like 4 or 5 verses with everybody singing a different thing. And then the tech people got everything going, and it's one of the coolest things that's ever happened to me on a panel. First, it was karaoke, which was fun, but to do an ad-libbed Wellerman about the tech problems, it was fantastic. With the whole crowd singing the rest of it, it was great. So that was a happy story that I'd like to share with you. Zen with the 100 bits, episode title, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner? Who? Who? Who?
Wait, how did
Okay.
they spell who's?
Who?
How did they spell who's?
That's a great question. I'm going to scroll up and try to figure that out. It'd be really great if this would work. They spelt it like. Also, Sirius, thank you for the 21 bits. Gaia should take his arm and wear it. Also, Disco Tech Priest, thank you for the 500 bits. Episode title, Dinner with the In-Laws. Oh, good grief. It's who's apostrophe S.
All right, I'll allow it.
We've got 20 BMG with the 200 bits for Boulder Gate. Will you be in character? No.
Well, you'll have to
What?
tune in to find out.
We're not going to be Prince Division in character, but we'll be some kind of character. Which one? Figure it out. Watch it.
I'm going to assume that you're going to be Warwolf.
I've already been Werewolf. Why would I do the same thing twice?
Because
You're right, my mistake.
Never mind.
You're
That
not
was
capable
too
of
mean. That was
any
what
kind
you
of
mean.
Consistency at all. As an
No,
actor.
say it, Zan.
No, it's over. It's good.
Uh-huh.
I'll text it
100
to you.
bits. Hey,
Oh, wait, it
Connor.
hurts more.
Thanks.
I'm back.
Raw Hockey Dude, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Connor, fun storm spell for you. Eye of the Storm. Literally summon an eye in a storm cloud that shoots lightning from the pupil. Material component is the tears of a storm giant.
So, resident weather nerd, I have an issue with your description of this spell.
Fucking sake.
Did you push up your glasses first?
I did.
Okay,
I don't know if you
good.
could
Okay, good.
hear it, but I absolutely
No, not yet.
did.
Now you can activate the correction.
Okay. Not every storm has an eye. Just putting that out there. Hurricanes and typhoons typically can have an eye. They don't always have an eye. And
What about the
other
storm
than
that
that,
is
most
approaching?
storms don't have eyes at all, actually, because most storms aren't completely circular.
Mark, you can't disillusion me like this. I was to believe that there was a single eyeball in every eye. Don't fuck me with me like this. Come on.
Hello.
Well, then how would you
Ooh.
explain the terminology eye wall?
I don't
Christ,
know.
that's
What do you want
horrifying.
from me? Anyway, Burnout, thank you for the 100 bits. So, as someone about to be stuck in a room for the next month and a half, I'm so glad I can catch at least these live as a midweek treat. Thank you, everyone. No, thank you, Burnout, and good to see you as always. Callum, thank you for the 5 bits. I can't believe the PD crew got isekai'd after the finale. I know it's weird, but it's going to be fun.
I see you in the chat, Popo. Listen, my pedantry bard stats are up the roof, okay? I can out pedant anybody. Thank you very much.
Honestly, I'm not even going to try to out pedant him because he's right. He's right. He's right.
I have the,
Absolutely right.
the fluffiest pair of pedants that anyone in the room
His
has.
modifiers are disgusting.
Passive pedantry is insane.
Wait, why do I just
It's
sat back
like
down?
35.
The Pest, thank you for the 100 bits. Episode title, First We Feast. And then we dance. The Perkisizer, thank you for the bit. 20 BMG, thank you for the bits as well. Episode title, Feast of Friction. Sorry, Monty, what'd you say?
I was gonna say to Gaijin. Gaijin, I'm gonna send you a picture of the mini I'm working on. I can't say what it is
Ooh.
'cause I know Shay is listening and it's for
Oh,
Get out of
okay.
here, Shay.
Hi,
Oh my
Monty's
God,
good friend
you mean
Shay.
Monty's best
Sorry,
friend, Shay?
Monty's good
Oh,
friend.
that's
You are
Shay.
not allowed to watch this episode. Get out.
Get out.
I know we rely on you for a lot of the wiki stuff, but this one you're gonna have to miss.
But
I'm sorry.
Fucking
fuck off.
leave.
It's a sacrifice we're all gonna have to make.
Hello
you
to
go.
Monty's good friend Shay, exactly.
There you go.
Perkisizer, thank you for the bits. Episode title, Feast of Burden. And Morth Brandor, thank you for the 100 bits. Great job, you guys, on the dinner. That was great. It was. It was fun. It was good stuff.
Have
Yeah, we
fun
worked really hard to
painting
make
that.
it. So.
I can't wait to paint that. I cannot wait. It's cool.
I see you, Shay. Drawing
Yeah, we
maps.
see you.
We see you. I think.
And
Do we?
Shay
Where
in
are
the
they?
chat says, I can't make that sacrifice. Shay knows I've been so excited for this episode.
That's all right. I'm excited for Shay's episode.
All
Wait,
right.
Shay's having
Are we
episodes?
all back? Or are we wait, I think we're waiting on Connor.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't think
Uh,
Connor's back yet.
Vina Norvius, thank you for the 21 bits.
I am
A
here.
is a total lion. This is to Rayjar's lion. Yes, Aya is a total lioness. Totally.
Also, I'm gonna help everybody with the pronunciation of his name. Rare
Rare Jar.
Rare
Rare Jar.
Joe R. That's the way you say it.
Rare Jaka. Did I say it right?
Rara Jaka.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Just call
Rare
him Sir.
Rare Joe R.
Call him Sir, Daddy for short. Got it. Bubba Bob, thank you for the 500 bits. This is a ship that Gruel would defend with his life.
Fucking.
Oh God.
I'm just gonna call him Kowalski.
There you go.
Kowalski.
Kowalski. Caleb Draws, thank you for the 5 bits. Episode title: A Lot on Our Plates. Actually, that's pretty good.
That's pretty
I like
sick.
I like that one a
Pretty
lot.
good,
A lot on
yeah.
our plates is good.
I also saw one
somebody-
earlier. It was an arm and an egg.
Oh.
oh my god,
Oh,
that's
that's
great if it
really
wasn't a
good.
spoiler.
Serious, thank you for the 21 bits. I was slightly hoping when the princess went into the war mode, Ragnis would go, oh shit. You've pushed the serious Aya button.
You can't fight in here. This is the war room.
I think there were too many eyes for that altercation to take place.
Aya.
Aye.
Aye, Captain.
All right, are we
Can't
all back?
hear you.
I think so.
Connor,
Connor, you back?
Are you here? Bosco, you're here. Gaijin, you're here.
Yeah.
Mark, you're here.
Yarp.
Zan, are you here?
Heart rate decreasing.
Zito, you're here.
Shiakazing!
All right.
Goddamn.
Then let us return back to the Unexpectables.
For the record, I have already readjusted my spells.
I thought you were
That
gonna say
is a
your
good point.
glasses.
Don't forget to
Prepare.
Sorry. It's like dropping a bouncy ball down a set of stairs. It just went.
This,
All
the
right.
mind is such a slippery slope.
Zito, Gaius would have definitely noticed Dragal was not jovial or playful like he was when they were both in Hearthland. He was very like almost tired, drunk, and went to bed without much fanfare. Woke up very quiet and just prepared a spell in silence.
The beds are pretty comfortable. They're not like feather down beds, which is probably obvious because there's not a whole lot of things with feathers here, but it's like a lot of layers of like furs kind of making up a mattress.
I'm like that.
There's a genuine question for you, Monty. How hot was it over the night?
Cold. It's cold at night, so
Okay.
you definitely
Nice.
needed the
God damn it.
insulation for sure.
Otho, you would have noticed during the night that Kai went to bed after you, seemingly sketching in a book, and he was up before you and has very bloodshot eyes, like he didn't sleep very well. And you would absolutely notice that.
Brother, did you sleep?
Define sleep?
Closing your eyes and entering the state of rapid eye movement for a period of 6 to 8 hours?
With those specifications, you're being awfully specific, so no.
Brother.
Look, this place has me stressed out. Did you? He looked right at my book, man.
If you...
He took the dude's
This-
the arm with one swing.
This is the kind of place where you will absolutely not get stabbed in the middle of the night. They will look you in the face and carve you clean in half.
Thanks. Great. Yeah. No. Cool. Awesome. Makes me real excited for what's about to happen.
It should make you excited for sleep because you'll be perfectly safe, and I'm also here with you.
Look, I'm gonna kind of leave the talking to you because I feel like I'm just gonna stick my foot in my mouth and although this place gives me all the same bad feelings as home does, and it's just a lot. So I'm ready if you need me, but this is what you do. This is why you're the chosen one. Like, this is your time to shine, right?
The chosen one?
Well, yeah,
Hmm.
you're the smart, charismatic well-studied, well-dressed, well-groomed prodigy child.
Is that really what you think of me?
Me? No. But you're really good at a lot of stuff.
You're good at things too, Kaisar.
Like 2 things.
You have the arcane arts at your fingertips. That's something I could never do.
That is not true. You just haven't studied.
I could never study as hard as you have.
No, you just studied languages and I studied magic. There was a difference.
Some people are good at one thing, some people are good at others. I can talk to a lot of people. You can pull fire from the weave, and you can cast rays of sickness.
Yes, and if I do any of that, I'm going to get cleaved in 2. I'm just saying I'm here if you need me, and I'm anxious, but I'm ready, okay? I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
It was at
Nothing's
this
going to
point
happen.
I'd
that
like to say one thing.
Otho and Kai. Oh, don't worry, we'll get to you. But this is what
Oh,
cuts off
okay.
their conversation. You hear a rasp at your door.
Uh-oh.
Gaius, Sergal, as you awaken in the morning.
I just have to get my one Josh out of the way. Because the moment you said that he just wasn't fucking like, he wasn't like in the mood to be anything other than just go to sleep angry, it's the fucking Pop Team Epic meme holding the fucking bed up. Tomorrow, motherfucker. Tomorrow.
Nice.
Your
that
life
point-
ends.
Your life ends tomorrow. Okay, I'm done joshing.
All right. Sergal, was there anything you wanted to do before the rasp at the door? Or do you want that to awaken you in the morning?
Kind of in the morning, he'll look over towards Gaius. Did you sleep all right?
He got up. He slept like a fucking baby. It was just done. Gaius is on cloud 9. He's fucking happy to be here, actually.
Kind of seeing you smile and happy even after the drinks, that will kind of help calm Strigol down a little bit.
I'm awake now. Was I supposed to be up earlier?
No, not at all. I just could barely sleep myself, so I wanted to make sure that at least one of us was fighting shape, if need be.
I'm not blind and deaf to everyone's fears around here. It's just that this feels like something I've always wanted to achieve. Or at least, I don't know, it just felt right in the books, and it just feels like I'm just roughhousing with my cousins again, and it just feels so right.
In truth, I am quite envious of you, Master Gaius. I have not felt that feeling of being right in the world, doing what I was meant to be doing in a long time. Cherish it. You truly deserve it, my friend.
I want all of us to achieve it at least once. I can't. I haven't done this journey alone, and I want everyone to have their time in the limelight.
I recognize that. And I'm certain that all of us will get to experience that, pardon the expression, day in the sun again. But for now, there is a lot on many of our minds, and for mine, my heart as well.
Well, then let's make a day of it so we can all bask in our day in the sun, as you call it.
Yes.
I have a lot of things to write in this book. Holds up the Agni Odyssey, just like over his face.
Someone's at the door.
Guys will
My-
answer it. Good
Milo and
morning.
Isken, as you awaken. Is there
If you'll
anything-
allow it, Gaijin, Isken will be awake before you. If that's all right.
Not scientifically possible.
Yeah, absolutely not. He has to
It
rise with the
is
sun.
because the moon rises before the sun does.
Oh.
No,
You
See.
didn't sleep.
the moon is
See.
the nighttime sun.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but they can both be out at the same time, Monty.
That's
Oh!
bullshit. The
They
moon
can.
is the nighttime sun.
The-
Take the
Here
moon.
comes the moon.
Anyway, if,
Nah,
if
nah,
Gaijin, if you're
nah.
okay with it, yeah, you are still muted, by the way. I don't know if you know that. But Isken will
Sorry.
have been up. All good. Isken will have been up for a little bit. He has like unpacked and repacked all his maps. He's sort of like doing weird busy work around the room, even though it's not their room. Like he's like straightening out the curtains and like making sure the water pump is clean and like more active than you're used to seeing him in the morning.
Iskana, you're all right.
Huh? Oh, good morning.
Right. Question still stands. Are you all right?
I'm probably, I don't know, I'm sort of trapped between excited and worried.
Why are you worried?
Well, just the guy from Eltmer yesterday, he was really excited about my maps, which was really cool, but also Eltmer's a lot closer to home than I thought we were. So that's kind of a little
Why is that
worrisome.
worrisome? See, I can read your mind.
What do you mean, why?
You know the word why.
Yeah, well, I ran away from home, Milo. So being
looks at
close
you-
to home is kind of worrisome.
He looks really perturbed at you, and it just says again simply, why?
I mean, what if they find out I'm here?
Why does that matter?
Maybe I don't understand why it doesn't seem to matter to you.
Why'd you run away from home?
I didn't want the life they wanted for me, so
And you think they're gonna send someone out and grab you kicking and screaming?
I wouldn't put it past them. Mom was always pretty strict about it.
I mean, I guess it makes sense. We've both been gone for over a year. No communication with our families. So I hope Mom's okay.
That's
I
the
didn't-
other thing about it. People can travel a long distance in a year. I don't know how far they might have gone to look for me since I left, let alone in the year while we were asleep.
Well, Iskan, I don't think you have much to worry about. We're miles and miles into the desert.
And yet closer than we've ever been before to my home. So
I think don't take this as being insensitive, but I think you might need to take a line from Gaius and just embrace where you are. Try not to think so hard about what could be, because if you sit there worrying about what could happen, you're going to miss out on what's happening right now.
oh, trust me, I'm super aware of what's happening right now. For
Iskan.
instance, there's a knock at the door.
Keyscan, we're not done with this conversation as I go over to try to reach for the doorknob.
All of you, each of you, open your door in the succession of just a berserker just filling up the entire door frame.
Good.
And they kind of all look down at you, and they're definitely not like your royal messengers for sure. There's also a fourth guy who's knocking and no one's answering, and he just keeps knocking.
Breaks down the door to
the empty room all night.
They all acknowledge you and they go, "You're wanted in the main chamber." And then you
Alright.
hear just a bashing noise as, yeah, sure enough, he shoulder checks the door open and goes, "There's no one in here!" And you watch his other berserker goes, "There's 6 of them, you idiot!" And he's like, "Oh." He tries to close the door and then it kind of open. He's like, "Oh shit." And he just kind of tries to fix it, but it's not fixing. So he kind of wedges a rock and is like, "I fixed it, it's fine."
Good.
I pat my guy's arm and I go, "Thank you, Knuckles." And walk out.
My name is not what? Actually, that sounds kind of cool. And they begin to follow you.
Gaius finger guns at him, turns
Oh
whips
my
around
gosh.
180 and finger guns.
Knuckles is best Sonic character.
Knuckles has also
True.
got a counterpart in Prince Division, if you recall.
Yeah.
Yeah. However, you are like, it is the most like. You ever go to the principal's office? You know that feeling you get where you're just walking
Yep.
and you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh man."
I was a good boy, Monty. How dare you?
I was in the
listen,
principal's office every week. So, yes, I
Jeez.
do know.
I'm gonna refrain from talking.
You are all led into what is essentially the main chamber of the Delvarian, basically Delvarian royal family, which essentially is the dining room you ate in, minus all of the people.
Cool.
A lot of the tables have been cleaned and moved. There is spillage that has been thoroughly mopped up. Also, I will just point out right now, it is incredibly difficult to find ambience for this. So I've kind of tried to find something, but it's probably going to be best if I just pick just kind of whatever.
Auntie,
So I'm very
We're
sorry.
here.
Yes.
We're here for it.
did they leave the arm?
Oh, the arm's gone. There's a blood
Okay.
stain on the ground, though. Notably, not the only blood stain on the ground that you've noticed.
Oh, good.
Checks out.
Good.
Some of
Yeah.
it might be ostrich juice. We're not sure.
And it's better left unasked.
Notably, I will say, as you walk in the centermost point of the room, kind of right in front of the royal family, is just a large blood stain.
Strigals to count to make sure all the royals are accounted for.
As you walk in, you see 3 individuals, technically more than that, but you see currently sitting, minus the table now, it's just the seats. You see, of course, Aya, you see Rare Gerard, and you see the Crown Prince sitting. His wife is not present. Given the fact that she's, very pregnant, she probably doesn't really need to be there. Notably, again, in their familiar positions, is Dessa, the halberdier, and the sorcerer, the draconic sorcerer man, who looks slightly hungover, is currently
Good. He's at his
sitting and
weakest. Take him out.
it's kind of like rubbing his eyes, and he kind of notices as you all come in. Notably, as well, entering in from the main entrance, you see the Hawk and the boys with
The
Z.
boys!
Let's go.
And you see, very sheepishly and also very hungover, Heather walk in as well.
Aw.
Hey.
Is Redmond here?
Redmond is in fact here. He seems to be not exactly formally standing. He seems to be kind of assessing the damages, more or less.
Oh my god, he's got. He looked at me.
Clean up.
I'll clutch your pearls for you. Don't worry.
Oh my god. Sure.
He was shit-faced by the time you guys went to bed, and he's not hungover. That is some terrifying constitution.
Jesus, man.
Amazing.
Yeah, he's-
Flexed away all the hangover.
He's
That
fine.
sounds like a challenge.
He hasn't stopped drinking
Um,
since the evening. That's his strategy.
However, as all of you approach, you do hear the Crown Prince say, "Redmond, we need your presence. Dismiss the servants." You watch as Redmond kind of turns and goes, "That'll be enough for today. Close the doors. We have an important meeting." And you watch as all the servants kind of give a nod and then collect their things.
I'm not
And
gonna
like,
lie, I thought that was like code for get rid of the servant. I was like, oh no.
It's a private meeting. Kill all the servants.
you do notice there's like a young girl who's probably like 14. She's currently like dragging a bucket of water. It looks like she was trying to get one of those stubborn blood stains out of the ground, and she goes to drag it, and the crown prince goes, "You can leave the mop, it's fine." And she kind of very sheepishly nods and then kind of runs behind the rest of the servants, as all of you kind of stand. Hawk and the boys are like, they shined up their armor, their weapons look particularly shiny and good. They're all dressed up. Heather is like, looks like the odd one out, and she's like, oh god, like just trying to keep it together. And then there's the rest of you. Redmond actually kind of does a little gallop hop up in front of you all and goes, "Ah, yes, of course. As you are the winning contestants of the Grand Hunt in the honor of the late Queen, you have been gifted each a weapon crafted from the beast at which you've slain." You watch as he actually kind of looks over towards the sorcerer, and the sorcerer is like, kind of looks back at him like, "Oh, please no." And he kind of goes like, "Come on," and he's like, "Oh," like slowly rises out of the chair and like hobbles over. And you watch as he pulls out a piece of paper and a quill and then looks expectantly. And Redmond
Great
turns
axe.
and goes, "You would like a great axe?"
Great axe,
No
great axe, great
hesitation.
axe.
Great axe it is. And I will write that down.
Guys turns to everyone else who's probably like all tensed up from the meeting, and he's just like,
I'm not one for weapons, but a shield would be lovely.
Shield it is. And for the rest of you, you watch as all of like Hawk and the boys are like, "Yeah, great axes, please." Like all of them.
yeah.
They look at you, Otho. I mean, you guys can speak up when you feel ready, but
Monty, it is a weapon made from a sandworm. I would be
It's from a-
remiss. I would be remiss if I did not request a dagger.
a dagger. All right. They can give you 2 daggers because it's a small weapon.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
E-scan.
So, above game, Mark was thinking about this for a really long time, and without pulling the curtain too much, my stats don't really benefit from any kind of particular weapon. But he's going to kind of pull the boomerang from his side. I wouldn't mind an upgraded version of one of these.
Very well.
Do they have
Wow.
boomerangs here?
They do, yeah.
Bro,
Oh,
you
cool.
A magic boomerang.
Hell yeah.
Alrighty.
Wait, can I ask for new teeth instead?
New dentures.
They don't do dentistry here.
Sandworm
It's a
dentures.
sign of pride.
Can I just get the
Arlong-ass
jaws of the
teeth.
sandworm made as a mask that I can put over my own face?
We'll-
Get
we'll
ribback's
just-
ribback.
Some fucking like just some quick surgery and just fucking nail one of the teeth in the front of your mouth like a beak.
Yes.
Kai, what weapon would you like?
I'm trying to think. Zane, do you need a minute?
No, I'm good.
Go for it.
Kind of standing up and without any sort of irony or jest. A halberd.
Never made a halberd before.
Day you learn.
He writes it down. Okay.
For dual wielding, short swords are better, right?
They
Yeah, they
are,
have finesse.
but
Yeah.
They can only make
Okay.
one of the short sword.
But you would have a regular short sword too, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'll take a short sword.
Heather approaches and she goes, I'm not really a weapon person. I don't know if it's too rude to ask for a different prize. I have heard there's a boar here that is a beast among boars, and I would absolutely love to have that bloodline in one of my boars. And she kind of like opens up her hands like, eh?
Her hands? Holy shit.
Yeah,
fucking
or her
Singular.
hand rather. Yeah.
She
Sorry.
drew another hand
It's
just
a
for this.
miracle. Oh.
You
Bro,
know,
she, like,
it's like
fucking-
an eh?
She cloned high hands after that request.
You watch as Redmond kind of looks up towards Rare Gerard, and Rare Gerard kind of goes, "You want to breed with Ragnarok, then?" And she kind of looks and goes, "I would be willing to give my weapon to you, sir. That could be arranged." And he kind of leans back, and you see Heather just go, "Holy fucking yes!" She's super excited.
Very
Aw.
happy for you.
We are not. Petunia's not going out for a long time.
Oh, poor Petunia.
Oh no. Ragnarok though.
This man fucking out here calling his dog killer.
Hey, that dog about to Ragnarok her world.
It's
Stop.
the kind of boar that walks into a room and it goes.
Move.
you-
Very well. You watch as the boys approach and they go, "We also get to be Delvarian Berserkers, right?" And Redmond kind of smiles and goes, "You get to train to be Delvarian Berserkers. I take it, ma'am, you're not interested in such an affair?" And Heather kind of raises her hand and goes, "Yeah, no, that's not for me. I am just the delivery girl, and I think I've succeeded on my delivery." And she kind of looks and smiles at all of you, still kind of wincing a little bit.
Just thumbs up at her.
It's been nice traveling with you. Truly, it has. If you ever need me, you know who you want to ride with, I feel like.
If we're ever back in Delvario, we'll be sure to look you up.
I'll
Tell
be in
your
town.
mom we said thank you.
I will do so. It's been fun, you lot. And she kind of looks up nervously at the royal family, who seem to be like, kind of like, what is this fucking conversation? They're like kind of confused.
Sentiment? Ugh.
In
my throne
room.
Get it out.
Ah, Commonwealth sentiment.
Out, damn spot.
A good few weeks of travel ending with a feast. I say that's worth it. She kind of pats you guys on the shoulder and goes, "Try not to die." And Escan, keep
Yeah.
your eyes on the stars.
He
If
kind
you're ever
of
lost.
adjusts his goggles a little bit, and you keep your eyes open too.
Take care. I'll try to keep my other arm.
Take
And she
care,
walks
Heather.
out.
Please do.
Goodbye.
Ugh, the peasants are having solidarity again.
The ants are communicating again.
It's less of judgment and more just like, oh, they have a history. I wonder what that is. Like they're more like, what happened here?
Oh, fair enough.
Stefan, increase the taxes.
Redmond turns to the boys and Hawk and goes, "The rest of you can go to the yard. We'll get you situated." And they all just go, "Oh, we're going to the yard!" And they immediately like run out, like skipping, like they're so excited that they run out, leaving the rest of you.
Are you
in
saying
front
they
of the
sent the
royals.
boys to the yard?
They did send the boys to the yard.
Oh my god.
Damn right.
They must have some bomb ass milkshakes out there.
Yeah!
Damn it.
Mark, high
We all had
five!
some last night.
Yeah.
But as you stand in front of the Crown Prince, Rajar and Aya, by the way, looks kind of like excited, but she's like holding back. Like it's very easy to tell
Aw.
that she's eager to talk to you, but at the same time, she's like, no, gotta keep appearances, gotta be calm. Dessa is very, she's very stone-faced. She's very much a guard of Hearthland. But it is the Crown Prince who says, "So, I am led to believe that you act as emissaries for Hearthland. I find it curious that they've only sent one, again, and an entourage of others who are not from Hearthland, to our knowledge."
We are
Well,
not from Hearthland, no, but we do act somewhat on the behalf of Hearthland.
And where are you hail from? Who do you represent? What do you stand for?
We are stewards of the land of Easonvale.
Last I heard, Easonvale was under the thrall of a cataclysm.
Then your information is not up to date, Your Highness.
Apparently not. And he looks towards the sorcerer, and the sorcerer's like, "Oh fuck," and like gets up and writes more.
Ah, jeez.
Poor guy.
What the hell?
Are you all from Easonvale then?
Well, not quite from. We're all from different lands, actually.
I
But the five of
originally
us-
know. Go ahead.
But the five of us do claim stewardship over the country.
What has happened to the king and queen?
The king is dead. Queen, he tilts his head to the side, is in power.
And yet you are the stewards. I see. Very well, we shall acknowledge it. We have no dealings with Easonvale, but you are near enough for us to have some medium of relations.
Indeed, perhaps we could arrange such a thing. We do notice that you have a notable lack of wood here.
We have begun trade once again with Hearthland and through others, but that is not what we've come here to discuss, and I believe that you know that to be true.
Of course.
Of course, where are my manners? I am Crown Prince Adrian Ragnus. You're within the presence of Rajar Ragnus and his wife, Aya Ragnus.
Excuse me, sir. How do you spell your name?
Yeah, can you hear the name one more time, please? I got the milk
Type
chops.
Spell it out for us. How is
Calm
it?
down.
Everyone mind? I want to say.
So did he say he was the crown prince or Rajar is the crown
No,
prince?
he is the crown
He
prince.
is the crown
He's
prince.
the crown prince.
Everybody.
Ragnus
That's his name. Adrian.
Big dog.
I would never have gotten that. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's a very weird name. I'm trying to find their other guy.
I'm gonna have a separate pronunciation for that name.
Think like Adrian, but fancy.
We are also in the presence of veteran warrior Razorback Redmond, and he kind of does a slight bow, as well as our Grand Arcanist and Lord of Magics, Erdan Russell. They kind of give a bit of an acknowledgement. So, you are natives to Easonvale, escorting an emissary from Hearthland, to which to deliver upon gifts and demand the servitude of Lady Aya.
Well,
Not servitude, merely a
And
favor.
certainly not demand.
if Miss Aya is anything like I've heard, especially
Oh.
from High Priestess Odette, then I think this is something that he kind of shrinks down. He feels like he's kind of talking out of order. That's something that she'd want to do regardless.
There's like a bit of a twitch in Rare Gerard's nose a little bit, and Aya just kind of does like a, well, yeah, kind of like a talk ahead.
Not wrong.
Not wrong.
The Crown Prince does look at it, and interestingly enough, his brother definitely wears his emotions on his sleeve. However, Otho, this prince is like an iron trap. He is very hard to read, actually. His poise is very calm and demure, and but yet he holds an air of like power to him, despite being just the Crown Prince. That has been noted. First, we would like to analyze these gifts and messages you have provided. It is worth noting that in the past, a few months after the cease of the war, an emissary and messenger from Hearthland arrived here by himself. He provided very little in terms of messages, rather demanding a report. We did not like his uncouth nature. He was disrespectful. We had him sent back from where he came, offering him an escort, to which he politely declined. You must understand our unwanting of messengers. It is also worth pointing out that the following messenger, claiming to be a messenger from Hearthland, was not, and was an assassin. So again, please understand our hesitation at inviting you into our house and trusting you openly.
Assassin from where?
An assassin from the far east. I will not give you any more details than that. It is a private matter.
Gaius holds his hand up.
Why are you doing that? You may speak freely. You're within our court.
Then I humbly request that you don't see us as messengers, but as the warriors who slayed a great beast to get their way here, to prove themselves to you.
I see you as such. My brother, however, requires some more convincing.
Very well.
I note your abilities. Do not think for a second that I think you weaker than us. You are strong, and that is the reason why we respect you. It comes with
But-
protocol.
By all means, then, carry on with your screening.
Of course. Let us see these messages and gifts.
Strigol will provide what messages he has and such, and kind of hand them to the sorcerer. What was that? Ure?
Erdan. His name was
Erdan. Oh my god,
Erdan.
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 Erdan
Guys.
Russell is what I have.
Yeah. Okay.
Gaius walks up after you and hands him the Call of Thunder book.
Any other
Did you-
gifts you guys want to put? There's a table. They actually wheel out
Oh,
a table.
I thought they just straight up took him from us.
Oh no.
no.
They pull out a table basically for you to put the stuff on.
Milo will plop down one of the fancy candles for Lady Aya.
Do you have the egg?
Oh, of course, yeah. Strigol will provide the egg.
Box of the egg.
I gave Rare Gerard my present last night.
Strigol is going to give the egg a little smooch
Heyo.
before handing it over.
Oh!
So cute. Bye bye. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Little Griffin.
Any other gifts before it's wheeled away?
I don't really have anything. Unless they
Can I
want a
give them-
2-person tent, I don't really have
Chat.
anything.
Not chat. I
You want
meant
a yurt?
Guys, guys should
The
I?
thought
should
that
I-
counts.
Oh my god, I'm so wrong. I have the 40 letters for Princess Aya, so I will hand those over.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's
Holy
very
shit.
important.
What's up,
Very
Zito?
short.
I give them the snake oil.
You mean the snake booze?
Yeah, the snake booze, the one that
The
gives you vigor.
aphrodisiac?
Yeah, the
Here,
one that gives you
horny
vigor and
juice.
vitality. Yes or no? I'm putting this in
Do it.
your hand.
Do it!
Do it, coward.
Dude, you're gonna ruin Aya, but okay.
No. He knows that they want to have children, So it makes
That
sense.
was sort of the talk of the town. So.
Yeah.
They want to have
Fine.
children, but she needs to survive the act.
But then
I
I
bet-
want there to be just like an awkward silence as there's a thunk and everyone turns and sees that guy has put the bottle on the table.
It's worth
A
pointing
bottle,
out.
a bottle with a few sips taken out of it.
It's worth pointing out. Aya turns, has no idea what it is. Adrian
That's-
turns, and you see his complete Stonewall face. A single eyebrow raises. Rerjar's in the middle of drinking, and you see him go.
Guys like looked up vacantly and doesn't actually like see this as a problem and just said, "I was told this would be a good gift."
Joke's on all of us. Aya is the one who will drink it.
I was about to
you're
say, I imagine Regerar is a freaking uke.
Thank you, thank you so fucking much. Yes.
Sorry, what is an uke?
Look it up, kids.
Oh man.
Alright, I'm going to Google.
Any
Cobra
other-
spreads
any
for
other
longer than 8
gifts?
hours. Please consult your doctor.
No, that's it. I think, Monty.
Is that it? Okay. It is
I
wheeled
shouldn't have
over.
Googled that.
No, you shouldn't have. No, you absolutely should not have.
And you definitely shouldn't look up Seme.
Stop!
What is that?
Stop it! Stop it!
Guys, come on.
C-section.
Salmon's my favorite fish.
Guys, come
All
on.
right. Anyway, as the gifts are placed, they are wheeled over to the sorcerer, who's just like, God, why? And he stands up again, walks over, and you watch as he does a few things. I would say, because you succeeded in the check the previous night, Kai, he is detect magicking the fuck out of everything.
That makes sense.
He is also he actually pulls out a wand as well and kind of waves it over everything. And you notice as he kind of waves it over stuff, it does kind of go off on the alcohol, and then he kind of taps it a couple times and goes, "Oh, it's alcohol," and then keeps kind of looking around, and then pockets it and goes, "Everything is clean," and he stumbles backwards into his chair and just keeps nursing his headache.
Did it look like the staff was doing a different spell, like maybe identify or something like that, or was it assisting detect magic?
Knowledge Arcana, it was a wand
It
specifically,
was
not a
wand.
staff.
Hmm.
16.
That's acrobatics.
16.
That
It is acrobatics,
It
yeah.
would have been the same. My Arcana is the same as my
The
action.
royal
Bullets
family
over
clap
the
as you do a
wand to
cool
find out what it
backflip.
is. Yeah.
Here, let me help with your Arcana check. Oh, look, an animal handler.
Kai just fucking BRCs out a fucking skateboard and Christ airs.
Oh my god! Hell yeah!
Kai flip. Whoa!
I flipped to Christ air, exactly.
You just hear the
Also,
beep.
please roll an Arcana check.
Okay, fine.
You're all full of beans tonight. I love it.
Oh, but motherfucker, 9.
9? Okay. Yeah, you don't know what the spell is. I will say Milo, though, you can roll with advantage.
Oh.
And so can E-scan.
With advantage?
Cool.
Hmm.
Let me
It's
get my thing.
Wizards, we know other things. Don't worry.
It's a 15.
15.
Oh my god, perfect. You both,
No, I don't.
there's a reason why Kai... I'm getting to it.
Sorry, I had to do it once.
Sorry, that had way more venom in it than I intended.
Both of you. That was intense.
Dude,
Oh my
future. I'm sorry, Monty. That was you channeling your hate to future Monty. You'll remember this.
I've had a rough week. I'm just gonna point that out. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's alright.
For no reason. It makes sense why Kai you're not able to recognize this spell because it's not a spell wizards can innately learn. However, Milo and
That other dude.
E-scan,
Yep.
you guys actually can use this spell. In fact, you could probably use it right now. That wand is probably casting Detect Poison and Disease.
Hey.
So it goes
Which
off on the
means-
alcohol because it's alcohol.
Because it's poison, it's alcohol, yeah.
Mm.
However, as the gifts are kind of wheeled over, the book is given to Aya, which she's very excited for, and you just see Rarejar going, I don't get it. However, Rarejar does take the alcohol and does pocket it.
My man's got deep pockets if that bottle
Fucking
fits in
finger
his
guns
pocket.
at him.
I want to know where his
All done.
pockets are.
The letters are also slid over to Aya, and Aya like kind of goes to open them, but then she stops. She goes, "I'll read them on my own time," and she kind of like places them aside. But you can see like a kid getting a video game for Christmas and can't play it yet. Is just like, I really want to like crack those open. However, as the griffin egg is brought and placed in front of her, she does open the box and she looks inside, and she just kind of picks it up. And Sturgal, you've been taking care of that egg, but seeing her holding the egg, something about it just feels so right in your head.
Sturgal will have a small tear rolling down his cheek.
Aww. This is an emotional Strigal moment.
She kind of holds it and examines it for a while, just kind of making sure it's not hurt or damaged. And then she gently places it back inside the box, which you know is like a heat, like it heats it, so it's a safe place for it to be. And then she does call. She's like, Dessa. And Dessa walks over and collects the egg and the books and seems to kind of just hold them for her for the time being. The Crown Prince turns back and goes, in regards to your query, I believe that is a conversation between you and Lady Aya. However, we wish to be witness to it, just to know what the agreement would be.
I don't think there's any problem with that.
Aya has
Very
made a
well.
very good argument to take you in as her personal charge. I would like you to understand the significance of this decision. It is unanimous and was voted on.
Have our thanks for such an honor.
He kind of looks towards Aya and he's like, "Oh, I am curious about why it is that you have seeked me out. I would like to know more. Considering the fact that you've crossed all the way through both Hearthland and Tavaria to get here, the matter of which you are most concerned must be of great import."
Indeed, Lady Aya, we have traveled far and wide for the well-being of a group of children that are afflicted with an illness that even the best clerics of Medicina were unable to find a cure for.
That is greatly concerning.
Who has the research data?
Who does?
I think you do.
No, I think that's Kai. Kai.
Right.
Kai is going to, upon hearing that, go to pull out the paper and hand it to her, and realize he pulled out a sketch that he was doing of the kids. Immediately pull that back and give her the notes.
As you proceed to give her the notes, you are intercepted by the sorcerer, who does just quickly looks. And of course, the vials do give off disease, obviously, because they're,
Disease.
There's disease involved. However, the sorcerer nods, and you place it in front of her, and she immediately checks the vials, and it's a stack of paper. Like, it's a huge, like, it's almost a textbook worth of paper that you place in front of her. And she kind of takes a few pages and flips through and goes, "Are these your notes?"
I'll shake his head no.
They're very detailed.
They're actually from the caretaker of the children.
With your permission, brother, and she looks towards the Crown Prince, would it be possible for me to speak with these individuals inside of my apothecary?
Brother?
Yeah, he's her
Brother-in-law.
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 so-
Brother-in-law.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Married and all that.
That's how
So
family
not an
works,
actual
guys.
brother.
Yeah.
No, that would make everything really weird.
Yeah, it would.
Just
I was
a bit.
about to
But
say,
then again, ye old times.
It seems to be a show of respect.
you never know.
You know? We got a Targaryen over here.
Adgeron kind of quiets for a moment, and he kind of thinks and looks towards all of you, kind of gauging you. I'd like everyone to roll me a group charisma check, please.
Charisma?
Sorry,
Charisma.
so that's an Arcana check, right?
That is a group charisma check. The save for this is quite low because it is a flat
That's a
roll.
natural one, Monty.
So, yeah.
We're all out here
20.
rolling ones.
11.
I want to die! Roll 20 has put me in a
Oh, there
prison
we
of
go.
which I cannot escape.
Oh, fucking what? Okay, hold on.
There we
my
go.
God.
That's the Valentinius brothers both rolled nat 20.
Natural 20.
Wow.
Yo, the
Charisma
Valentinius
up
boys
the
out here
ass.
like, we got this diplomacy under control.
Natural
I'm
20's
proud of
in
you.
Stereo, by God.
Hey, I'm proud of you, bro.
I'm proud of you. I'm going to bed.
I got a regular 20.
I
All
got
right.
a 6.
That is literally 3 failures and the rest are successes.
Ooh.
It's a very low check.
Wait, I'm the failure. Why did I sound so excited?
Yeah, you were one of the failures, unfortunately. It was 7. You had to beat a 7.
Damn it.
The Crown Prince does look through all of you and looks to his brother, and his brother definitely seems a little like he doesn't seem mistrusting at this point. He seems perturbed, is the best description for his face. And the Crown Prince does look you over and goes, "You are emissaries from Eastonvale and Hearthland. I also can tell that you are well spoken, meaning you are a noble from elsewhere. We have a craftsman lizard folk, a man of the cloth, a great warrior who would find welcome amongst our ranks, a wizard of some rapport, I see no reason to turn you away. I see no reason to mistrust you. We shall be cautious as well, but we shall not treat you as an enemy. Please understand that our position in being suspect was not one based on your character, but the character of others who have come before you. We apologize for this inconvenience and hope that we can foster a more healthy relationship."
I believe we would have done the same were our situations reversed.
I place you in the care of Lady Ea. We are dismissed. Rejuar, see to your men in the yard. And you watch as he stands up to his full height, and Rejuar kind of looks like, "Adrian, I am not going to the yard." You see him kind of storm out, kind of angry at that.
Oh.
It's okay. He's getting a milkshake.
Stop! Stop!
Ea immediately kind of like, the moment Rejuar leaves, immediately just like rushes over, kind of excited, and goes, I haven't seen a project like this. I know the seriousness of it, but forgive me, I'm a bit excited. It's been a while since I've had something of this magnitude at my apothecary.
I mean,
Please, I insist. Let's go there, and we can discuss further.
Okay.
As you wish.
Can I insight that?
Sure. What are you saying specifically?
I'm curious if it's just excitement or if she's trying to hide something from the Crown Prince.
Go for it.
There's no way in hell. That's a 9.
I got you. Give me an Obama.
Got you, fam. There you go.
20. Solid.
Oh.
Every time. It's just like the
Um,
eggplant.
She seems genuinely interested, but in a way that seems kind of not over the top, but just really like desperate, if that makes sense.
Okay.
The Crown Prince at this point rises to his full height, and as he begins to leave, he does turn to Ea and goes, "Ea, I hope this does not interrupt any checkups on the baby." And she kind of looks and goes, "Oh, not at all. If anything comes up, just please let me know." And he kind of gives a smile and a nod, and he kind of gives an acknowledging nod to the rest of you. If you need anything, you may ask any of our servants, as well as our sorcerer, once he's had a few drinks of water. Redmond
Your
is also
Highness.
at your Redmond is also at your disposal if you have any questions as well.
Oh,
I'm so ready
Whoa.
to dispose of him.
no!
And
It is
he-
appreciated, Your Highness.
Of course. You're from Motorola, aren't you?
I am.
You seem familiar for some reason.
Nope, no necessary
I've-
here. Keep on moving.
I've been getting that.
You don't happen to be related to the Ocean Lord Brutus, are you?
As a matter of fact, I am his son.
Ah. That explains you have a resemblance. I know of him. The description matches, but you are not him. You don't frown as much, based on what I've heard.
He sort of snickers and like scratches his chin at that. Well, that is. I've gotten that a lot. I'm told I
resemble him quite greatly when I scowl.
I wouldn't know. My mother had dealings with him before she passed away, so I've heard stories of her
May
far
she rest
travels.
well.
Indeed. You did her honor well in that fight, in that hunt. She would have been proud to see you.
Out of curiosity, Your Highness, what did you hear about my father from your late mother?
He's a very strong warrior, stubborn. There was a darkness around him, though, she said. Like a shadow.
His face goes immediately flat when he hears that.
Like something was hunting him. But I was young at the time. Scared me. I didn't ask any more than that.
Perhaps
Sorry.
we should move on.
I see.
I do not wish to speak ill of your father. It's just stories. My mother loves to embellish things. Don't think about it too
No,
hard.
no harm at all. Thank you for telling me, Your Highness.
Your ocean sounds interesting as well. Can't imagine that much water. Sounds impossible to me.
You should come visit.
No, my father needs me here, and I have a family soon. Well, more of a family. I am needed here.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. It's nervous. It's nerve-wracking, but having Aya here has alleviated my worries.
That is good.
Aya just kind of smiles at that and kind of gives him a bow, like, yeah.
May I ask where your father is?
He's on a campaign currently. I cannot tell you where, lest spies find out, but...
I see.
Yes. He is not usually back within the kingdom. Partially because there is many foes we have to face, and the other part is that I am beginning to step into the mantle of king, so I must adjust to the responsibilities therein.
As such, I do have potential ill news of intelligence affairs. I do not know if you wish for me to speak with you now about them or later.
Now would be best. The sooner we know of our enemies, the sooner we know how to counteract them. What do you know?
We encountered a Delvarian, as well as a strange collector of artifacts named Orestes Lung. From my understanding, Master Kai overheard a conversation of a group that this Orestes was working with that wished to reignite the war between Hertlin and Delvaria.
I would not be alone in this goal.
I have the Delvarian Betrayer's Axe.
May I see it?
I hand it to him.
Alright. He takes it, and he kind of bounces it around in his hands. Hold on.
Oh shit.
Wow.
Do you scratch his name in the pommel? If found, please return to.
This is Zeobrin's axe. Gillash
did.
Zeobrin.
Gillash Zeobrin.
Yes. He was a berserker training, the lowest rank. He didn't return to Delvaria after the war had ended. We were wondering what became of him. But there are others like him, defectors who enjoyed the slaughter more than the victory. You see his eyes wander and eventually reach Aya, and you see Aya kind of look at it like a worried expression. Like she's trying to hide it, but she's not doing a very good job. And you see Adron kind of turn and goes, I thank you so much for providing me this information. This Orestes Lung. If they are a threat, we will have our ears and eyes open. We will notify our connections at Genji for Strix if he finds his way there.
Thank you, Your Grace.
Thank you. This information keeps both our nations at peace.
I want nothing more.
Anyway, I leave you in the capable hands of Lady Aya. And, try to be at my brother's good graces. There's only so much I can do with him.
We're trying.
And he gives a very polite, nod. He doesn't bow, because, he's a crown prince. And he strides out. The sorcerer kind of walks past and goes, if you need me, I will be in my library.
Do you need a bucket?
I need water and a banana. That is right.
Sorcerer Russell, if I may, if you have access to it,
Tomato juice and a raw egg blended together, perhaps with some chili powder, does wonders.
That sounds disgusting, and I'm not going to eat that. What do you take me for?
But potassium will still your hands. Channeling that much arcane in one short amount of time, I imagine, takes a lot of energy out of you.
Hardly. I'm the Grand Arcanist. Did you not hear that?
Ah,
I'm
I
a bit
see.
of a legend, actually, when I'm not hungover.
I might be able to help with that if it's an urgent concern.
It's not urgent, but I'm curious.
Isken will step forward, and I'm gonna cast Lesser Restoration on him.
Lesser restoration.
He kind of like, lesser restoration. Oh, thank God. Oh, this feels 1,000 times better. You are very nice. I like you a lot. You also seem civilized, which is refreshing, to be perfectly honest with you. The Crown Prince is entertaining, and at least I can play chess with Aya, though she could be a bit of a better player. And Aya just kind of gives him a look like, hey. But I digress. If you have any questions, I'm in my library. You can bother me, but not too many times, please. Once you're
Where do you hail from?
Me?
Yes.
Where do I hail from? I am from all places, all walks of life. I am from beyond, and okay, I'm from.
Rolls my ass.
Oh god! All
All
right.
right, fine. I'm from Treyscalden. Does that entertain you? I'm from the mountains
I'm
of
sorry, what?
Treyscalden.
I only ask because, from our experience here in Delvaria, limited as it may be, they have not taken kindly to arcane casters of any kind, and yet you serve amongst their court.
Yes, well, it's mostly. He kind of gets a cheeky grin on his face. That's mostly because all of that was me.
I see.
I was a bit of a charlatan in my youth.
Wait a
Until-
second. No, sorry. Finish your thought.
No, go ahead.
So, he's saying he's the reason that they.
He's the one who tricked them, and now he serves the royal family.
For fuck's sake.
Ruined it for everyone, and he's now raking in all the glory of being
Yeah,
the
well-
cool wizard.
God damn it.
Sorry, sorcerer. Excuse me.
Oh, it's a funny story. I could regale it to you when you have time.
We'll perhaps see you in your library later then.
Certainly. I could use some more company.
Other than saying farewell, Skrull will just leave.
You got it.
Wait,
Bye.
you're leaving?
He wiggles his fingers and leaves, kind of sauntering out. He definitely carries. He's very like casual.
This guy.
Yeah.
This
Uh,
yeah.
Now
As
we
Aya
follow
kind of
that.
leads you out back towards her apothecary, she kind of smiles and she goes, Master Erdan is a character, but he's very nice, honestly. Deep down inside, I feel like.
Leaning next to Kai, looks like they'll let anyone be Grand Arcanist in Delvaria.
He's very skilled, and she's kind of defending him, like, kind of leads up and goes, he's very skilled. He can use magics I've never seen before. Master Candlestaff and him probably are of a similar caliber, I feel like.
It is not the magic that is wielded, but how it is wielded that makes the character. And
Oh.
to ruin magic for an entire kingdom, many suffer as a result.
I guess I don't understand. I'm very sorry.
It's quite right. You have nothing to be sorry for, Aya.
Of course. This way. You watch as Dessa is like just close behind, keeping an eye.
This shadow
think
in
of
the
it-
corner that we didn't notice was there until exactly this
The
moment.
full-plated, heavily armored ninja.
She is very quick on her feet, actually, which is
Uh,
yeah, pretty on key. But she does kind of. She doesn't look to you like. She doesn't look down on you. She actually seems quite happy to see you. Like when you guys are walking, Dessa does turn and kind of gives you all a bit of a smile.
Aw.
Yeah. Especially like kind of towards you, Milo, and a little bit towards you, Otho as well.
Oh.
As you walk, Aya kind of gives you the tour, and she goes, "Those are the guest rooms. That's where you'll be staying now for a while." And then if you go past the hallway to kind of the north side, there's hot springs there that you can use. This section over there, that is where Rejar and I live. And then, the gardens are over here. Actually, the king gave this to me as my wedding gift, this garden.
That's impressive.
Yeah, apparently it belonged to the late queen, but it wasn't doing so well, and so they, I guess, helped revitalize it. And now I grow herbs and things here, and it's quite nice. Uh,
Are, are you able to grow your own components then?
yes, sometimes I get them collected. There's a very eccentric Hearthland man who lives in town as well, and sometimes he gives me things that I need. Though Rare Gerard does not like him at all, so um, it's more of a business arrangement, I suppose. So I have a means to get the things that I need. I can't get everything I need. Hearthland specific fresh herbs, I unfortunately can't get my hands on anymore. But I'm adapting. I'm picking up on different things.
Yeah, I understand that we obviously the ambassadors from Eastern Vale have a important quest on them in finding out this disease, but I would be remiss not to ask. There are apparently assassins after the royal family. Are you okay? When did that begin?
I don't know. Well, I'm not exactly told these things most of the time. Mostly just out of my own, I suppose, safety. Um, but
Sister Girl, a lot of the time, when it comes to high ranking positions such as Lady Aya's, it simply comes with the territory.
Of course, but I have seen Rareshah fight. Very few things I could conceive of could put him at such a guard. If something is that perilous, I would, again, be remiss not to ask what it is.
they said they were enemies from the northeast, an assassin sent, but they caught them in the courtyard before they can find their way to me.
Otho looks to Eastken. What's to the northeast?
I don't know if I know that.
Siri?
Um,
He opens-
is there any role I could make
Sea lolly
Monty to
maps.
see if I might know?
I would say flat intelligence, just to see.
Okay.
Alexa, big fart.
That's a soft 20.
Funny fart.
Ooh, that's a
Alexa,
really
please fart.
good check. Immediately to the northeast is going to be Treyscalden, but that's a big part of the border. However, the other one that immediately makes you go, "Oh, that would be an assassin place," is that Knocked Mountain you heard about when you were in the
Oh, that's
North
right.
bit.
Okay.
And you know that the
Oh.
Delvarians are also in conflict with them. And then
Eastken
immediately
will kind
20
of
intelligence, you're like, "Oh, that fits."
Eastken will sort of side eye Milo for a second before turning back. Well, of the two possibilities, it would probably be Noct or whatever country the Noct worshippers are claiming right now.
Super gritty
Kiat-
teeth right now.
Is it Orn worshippers and Kiatsuk were fighting them north of Skiltfesting?
And it would seem that if their attention was brought to yours, then perhaps you can do something about it. Looking towards
Dessa
the
actually raises a hand and she goes, "Actually, I'm aware of where they are, the country name, if you wish to note it down."
Map
Yes, very
paper
much
is
so.
Instantly out.
Let me grab it for you. I gotta grab my big
Yes.
map.
Feed the cork board.
The big map, Monty says.
Yeah.
Make my
The
cork
map that
board
East
grow.
can only listen to this.
I'm going to sneak into your house one day, Monty, and find this map. Just so
I
you
will
know.
hide it from you. So, Dessa points out on your map, she goes, "It's a subterranean country known as Pivris, is what it's known as.
Ooh.
Pivriss?
Pivris. Pivris.
Oh, I got it.
The subterranean country of Pivris.
That means it's underground.
Apologies for bringing up such a dire straits. Master Brightbeam here is an incredibly skilled and talented healer, on top of being a beacon of divine energy. Aya, I'm certain that there is plenty for you to show him while looking at this.
Certainly. I'm kind of hard to follow, though. I kind of get absorbed in my work.
I completely understand that. Everything that Odette taught me just got me really interesting. So even if you just need a gopher, I want to
Well-
learn. I want to learn how to heal better.
Certainly. Let's go
Sorry.
inside.
Could you tell me the name of that country one more time?
Yep.
Pivris.
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 The subterranean country of Pivris.
I was going to ask you can use it in a sentence, and then you did. Never mind. Joke ruined.
Country of origin?
Yeah, exactly.
Pivris.
Pivris. Is the
Pivris.
country of origin.
Yeah, in a
Can I get
sentence,
a
during
definition,
large
please?
sporting events, you might pee
to
in a
priv.
Pivris trough.
No.
How are we back?
Aya kind of guides you forward, and eventually you're led in front of what is. It's very bizarre. You walk in, Sturgal, and the rest of you too, and it is almost a 1-to-1 replica of the Hearthland Apothecary, like one of the rooms there.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Oh wow!
Yeah. The beds are a bit different though. They don't have like the comfortable mattresses. Instead, it has similar to your guys' beds, like the furs instead.
Hmm.
But you see, like they're sort of like it's a narrow room. It has about 8 beds in it. None of them have anybody in them. You also notice that the far back room has a very large working table. You see like 5 different Morton pestles. You see a small shelf of probably reference books, and you see the entire back wall is just like these small shelves that probably contain agents of some kind.
Secret
And-
agents.
Aya kind of walks in and she goes, "Welcome to my apothecary."
That's so amazing. It's just like the one back in Hearthland.
Yes, Rojar had it constructed for me as his wedding gift to me. So it's very nice. I don't use all of it all the time, but sometimes Rojar's men need some mending. So I do so, and occasionally I make medicine for the people in the city and things like that. And of course, Layla is pregnant right now, so I've been keeping an eye on her condition to make sure that her birth is healthy. But yeah, welcome. Hooray! She's like a little clap and smiles.
I'll clap back. Not in the bad way.
Well, I was gonna say.
Just hand on hip, sassy Milo.
Get at her. Get at her, Milo.
No,
I
Drop your fire mixtape.
She places at this point Dessa places the papers and whatnot on the table and places the griffin egg and everything else. And Aya kind of looks and she goes, I am curious. I assume my mother and father sent you.
They did.
All of you. I suppose you have questions.
None more than I think we already asked. The biggest one being this potential disease that are plaguing these children.
Oh, I see. Thought they would. Never mind.
Insights?
Yeah, go ahead.
If you mean questions for you from your parents, I would imagine those would be in the letters.
We chose not to pry.
Which we
Okay.
will, of course, take back if you have a response.
15.
15. Milo, you skirt it.
Oh,
He looks. You get the sense that Aya might think she's an afterthought for her parents a little bit. But
feel it.
I mean, you saw it when it's like, oh, are there letters from Odette? She was more excited about Odette than her parents. But
In that case, because Milo sincerely wants to help her. Like every day she's working on stuff. If she and Rajnar allow him to, he wants to just talk about Odette, all the time that he spent with her, and try to get those feelings jiving. If you catch what I'm saying.
one step at a time. I think that's putting the cart before the horse. Aya does kind of like nod, and she turns towards the paperwork and she begins to skip through it. And she goes, "Whoever wrote this is very thorough. Nice penmanship too."
Flashbacks to the gigantic
Uh,
Monster hand.
Oh, Odette left some notes in here too. Fascinating. I've never seen anything like this. She kind of picks up one of the vials of blood and kind of looks at it and places it back down. This will take me some time to analyze. Hmm.
Something wrong?
I just, as much as I would love your help, Milo, and I mean this with no disrespect, this is intensive work. You'll probably get lost along the way. We're not making simple poultices here. This is very complex. I would hate to have you be sitting here and running a Morton pestle. I feel like you'd be better off possibly being with your friends. Not to shoo you away. I just, it's. I don't like to be bothered too much when I work.
I I understand. I do want to say that even if it was just working on Morton Pestle, that would be work enough for me. I want to help these kids just as much as anyone else, and I would feel remiss if I just spent all my time sitting around doing nothing.
If I need an extra set of hands, I can call for you.
I'd most welcome that.
Also, I hope we all get to talk. I'd love to learn more about you. Honestly, I don't exactly have many people to talk to. So,
Boy, do we have
course.
stories.
We are at your disposal.
Nice, holds
I
up
am
his book.
curious. I've never met people like you before. I mean, to say you are a shifter, specifically. I've met many halflings. Many people come to train under us who are halflings from various different places. Azamar, though, I'm the only one. Well, kind of the only one.
Hang on a minute. What do you mean by kind of? That's the second time you said that.
I'm not really an Azamar fully. I'm not really human either. It's kind of.
Is she
Sturgal-
uncomfortable with this?
No, she doesn't seem uncomfortable. She's looking at
Okay.
Sturgal, just kind of like, Master Sturgal, did you not tell them?
There was not much to say, to be honest. It was a rather difficult journey here, but I did tell them of your miracle birth.
Oh, yes. When I was being born, in the process of being born, that is to say, Milo, you know how Azamar happened, right?
All right. It's kind of odd, kind of lonely too.
Usually, when an Azamar is created, for lack of a better term, it happens while the baby is still inside of the mother. In my case, it happened when I was being birthed, basically. It caused some complications. I am alive, though. That is, pretty good, I'd say. She kind of laughs awkwardly at that. I wouldn't have been otherwise, but I don't have the capabilities of an Azamar. I also lack the strengths of a human being. I lack a lot of strength in a lot of things. So, um, I'm an Azamar, sort of.
Well, when you think about it, Odette said that there was no one else on this planet that could crack this case other than you, and I think that's a tremendous strength.
I am quite good at medicine. That was just, I don't know. I always felt she kind of turns her back to you and kind of begins to flip through the pages and just kind of like talking almost quietly and solemnly.
Oh.
I almost feel like I owe Medicina for my life, and so I've dedicated it back to her.
God,
Plus,
I want guys to say something, and he's not being a shit when he says it. He's actually being like he doesn't know, and he's just scratching his chin, snaps his fingers. Is that not an angel?
What?
What you described?
Medicina?
No, not quite Azamar, but not quite human. Is that not what an angel is?
A celestial, you mean? I am not a celestial. That is, no. I'm like you. I'm humanish.
The mantle is not far off, Master Gaius.
Okay.
It's flattering, thank you, but I feel like that is too kind a compliment for who I am. I am an apothecarian and a wife, I guess now, and a few other things, but most importantly, Master Brightbeam it was. Milo, can I call you Milo?
Oh, please.
Milo, it's interesting. Like I said, you're the first other Asmar I've ever met. So I've heard stories. People have expectations from me, and meeting you makes me feel like their expectations make more sense now.
There's a lot we could talk about with that, but I wouldn't want to take too much of your time.
Of course not. Um, and you're from Motorola?
She's still talking to me?
Nope, talking to Otho at this point.
Okay, sorry.
Yes. I was born in Moderado, but my family hails from outside.
We used to have trade with them. Sometimes we'd send medicine that way. Other times we were sent salt specifically. You had lots
Yes,
of it.
I've heard that Ganjifa Strix has had dealings with the Ocean Lord Kaliko from time to time.
I wouldn't know. I don't really know anybody like that. When my brother-in-law mentioned your father, I don't know him either. I apologize if that information should be known. But
No, not at all.
again,
It's just good hearing about him.
I'm. You can probably tell I'm not used to the courts. I never really was part of them, so it's difficult. I'm adjusting, but even here, I don't really participate all that much in the courts either. So, if I've
It's
been
a different
uncouth or rude,
It's a different kind of battlefield, but I don't refute you for any sort of demeanor or decorum or anything like that.
Of course. And you're a lizard folk. I've heard of you. I've never met one.
Oh, yeah.
I like your
Hi.
goggles.
Oh, thanks.
Aw.
They fit you really well. You make maps?
I do. I'm kind of trying to make a map of the whole continent. There's a lot of areas that people can't get to and don't know about, so thought it would be worth it to everyone if we all kind of knew what else was on this great big hunk of land.
I'm envious. You guys get to travel. The only time I've ever traveled was from Hearthland Hold to Delvaria. That's the only time. But it was quite fun. I imagine it'd be quite difficult writing down everything that you see. There's just so much.
It's well, I enjoy it. It's a perspective I think a lot of people don't have, thinking about the land that you can't see.
And you read books. She looks towards you, Kai.
Yeah, I read books.
And Master Stegall.
Yes. I am relieved to see you alive and well, truly.
It's nice to see a somewhat friendly face. Odessa knows you better than I. She spoke
Yes.
of you to me a bit more. You are one of Candlestaff's apprentices, and you fought in the war.
I did.
You were at my wedding. I didn't notice you. I'm sorry.
There was a lot going on that day, and I am not a member of the royal court, so did not expect to be recognized.
There was a lot that day.
I
And
was.
she kind of shakes her head a little bit out, and she goes, I digress. She kind of looks over towards the notes, and she goes, it will take me some time to go through this. And I actually have a really good idea. If you would entertain it.
By all means.
I think you should train with my husband.
Do you think that wise?
That will make him like you, or at the very least tolerate you more.
Okay.
I think you should do that.
Of course, Your Grace.
You mean all of us?
Yeah, all of you. He's a little rough around the edges. Really rough around almost all the edges all the time. But he is very smart when it comes to fighting and battle. I feel like that would be most useful if you intend to travel more.
Indeed.
We saw him hack a man's arm off over an insult last night.
I know that was
She
so
kinda-
cool.
The royal family's honor must be defended. And that is the Devarian way of doing so. I apologize if it was shocking. I digress. I highly recommend it. You have no better opportunity. He is the best fighter in Delvaria. Might even be greater than the king himself. He is the one who trains all the warriors here. I'm sure he could teach you something.
And if we have the chance to get on at least a better footing with him, then we might get more information as to what's going on the broader ends of Delvaria.
Indeed.
Essentially.
Being
Here.
stewards
You
of
watch-
Eastonvale, having a better rapport with the ruling bodies of other countries is always a good thing.
I feel like you get more of that from the king himself. He's very well versed. I mean, Adgeron is quite wise, but he is not as experienced. Not to demean his position, of course. He's very capable and incredibly intelligent, but I digress. That seemed kind of rude. What I mean to say is that the king is old, but he's not like old, like, old. He's like, older, wiser.
I understand, Princess Aya. It is quite a thing to be old in a profession where men die young.
Yes, he's got experience and wisdom. But I digress. I think experience and wisdom would be a great boon to you. Not to presume too much. Plus, I feel like my husband could use making friends with you, especially if you're going to be staying here. And she kind of looks back at the giant stack of paper. For as long as you may have to. Give me but a moment. And you watch as she takes a piece of paper, parchment, and a quill and begins to write. And then kind of folds up the piece of paper, and who takes it?
I'll take it.
I'm just worried I won't present a suitable canvas for him, but as long as my inability to fight isn't considered an insult, I guess we'll be okay.
It is not how well you fight, but how well you are willing to fight in many situations.
That is true.
That
if
might
you
be
do come to
worse.
harm, and she does point at the apothecary.
If your arm gets cut off, don't worry, I can sew it back on.
There's a weird eagerness to it, honestly. Where it's like, you get injured, don't worry. She's like,
boy, surgery.
it's
Yeah,
like a
never die.
it's a mixture of like, I don't want you to get hurt, but if you do, I mean, that'd be fun. I can
Haven't been able to
see.
flex my old needle
Oh,
and thread
boy.
in some time.
Practice.
Anyway, I digress. I'm going to tackle this, and she puts a hand on the stack of paper. And I will have Dessa notify you if anything comes about. I can't wait to talk more. I have so many questions, but this must come first. Alrighty, well, take care. Give my regards to my husband. Be on your best behavior. Duck and roll. I think that's one of the things you need to do. Keep your blade sharp. She kind of shrugs, like, I don't know the rest.
That's all fair advice.
Medicina be with you.
Medicina is always with us. Wherever there is healing.
Now,
She gets
shall we
a
speak
nod.
to Riojar? Looking towards the group.
Yeah.
I guess.
So so Kaisar, that's the full name? As he kind of helps walk out.
Dessa actually escorts you. She goes with you.
Okay.
And as you all make your way towards the yard, having to train with Rojar Ragnus, that is where we're going to end the session for tonight.
What a
no.
Oh boy.
We gotta wait a
Ooh.
week.
I'm gonna
Yep.
just prep my death saving throws now because Noodle Arms Eastcon is not gonna do well in physical
Oh,
training.
jeez.
I want to punch.
My mom gave me a medical note so I can avoid physical.
I don't have to go to
education
PE.
class.
I don't have to go to
PE.
I have a fucking medical excuse.
I'm just gonna take
Oh,
study
boy.
hall.
You just show up with that note and Rojar just eats it.
Like the scene from Monster House.
I was about to say, it's that fucking scene from the episode of Dexter's Laboratory. What excuse?
Now shout up!
The
corkboard has mutated this day.
Dude, Cito,
Yeah.
we need to play dodgeball with Restaurant.
Oh God! Time for y'all to learn the 5 Ds of dodgeball.
Oh God!
Duck, dodge, dip, dive, and dodge.
He throws a wrench at us.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a sword.
Oh God!
Well,
Yes, I may have an inexplicably large amount of the movie Dodgeball memorized.
I love
That's fair.
I hope everyone enjoyed the session. I fucking love this session. I've been
Hell
so
yeah.
excited for this session.
I was so scared.
I was so nervous that first half.
Oh yeah. I'd be nervous in the second half now, like going into this
Yeah.
next session. You guys gotta go.
I'm
Yeah,
actually more nervous now.
I mean,
than I
the
was
worst, though, the
at
worst thing
break.
that happens, this worst thing that happens next session is if we die. The worst thing that could have happened this session, we could have started a war. So
Yeah.
I'll
I mean,
take
that's
bodily
fair.
harm.
We've
Hey,
died
that's still-
once
that's still-
before.
Be on the table. You don't know.
We might still die, you know.
Hearthland sends a weak
I-
warrior to claim themselves to war again.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the only fucking person here who's excited and not scared for next week.
I
Like,
No,
can
I'm-
be both. I'm definitely both, but
a little bit
Yeah.
column A, a little bit column B.
nah, I'm column B.
All right. Well, training arc impending. Let's go around the horn and de-introduce ourselves, starting with Gaijin Goomba. Where can they find you? What are you up to?
Trying very hard to stay awake. But you can find me at Twitch. Let's see if it says Gaijin Goomba, no H, because Connor, you did the thing. I've got to freaking beat Armored Core 6 at some point. There are a couple of indie games that I wanted to get in on, and I got to pull in Zito on a couple of them, especially when it comes to Vampire Hunter, which is just Vampire Survivor, but stacks and stacks and stacks of FPS guns. And there's a couple things I got gifted that I need to try out. But other than that, I am hard at work on. Now roll with me. It's a silly little video about how Japan as an entire country is a liminal space. That seems niche and very technical, but I promise you, even if you have a mild enjoyment of the liminal space community, you're not going to want to miss this one. And that's me.
Right on. Up next, we got Mark Allen Jr. Where can they find you? What are you up to?
you can find me on twitter.com at Mark Allen Jr. and on Blue Sky at Mark Allen Jr. Here on Twitch at Aeon Protect Gaming, where you can also find the throne that people were asking about. It's there, I promise. And you can follow the sleepy cat that I have named Bunny on Instagram at Chonks for Life. Sorry, my brain just exploded halfway through that sentence. If you haven't heard by now, I have a voiceover class. It's a 4-hour workshop on Saturday, September 23rd from 11 a.m. Pacific time to 3 p.m. We're going to be going over such things as character and scene study in anime and video games. What do you do when you walk into a session and they tell you what you're playing right then and there, and you get to figure it out in the moment and create a character with the director? Those are some of the things that we're going to be going over. All levels are welcome. If you've never done any voiceover before, but you have an interest in it, don't worry. I can cater to you. It's fine. I'm hoping that there will be something for everybody to learn, including myself. Again, that's Saturday, September 23rd. Thank you to Citra King for posting the link in chat. That will be through Strawberry Hill Music if for whatever reason you're not in the chat. So you can search them up, head to their site. It should be listed on there with options to sign up for both participation and auditing at a reduced cost. Yeah, Sunday will be my 3-hour music challenge stream. I don't have a start time in mind just yet. I'm working on that because I'm shifting from Fridays. But we'll have that info for you on Twitter and Blue Sky over the rest of the week. That's it for me.
Right on. Up next, we got Xanalis Grim. Where can they find you? And what are you up to?
Hi, you can find me tomorrow, potentially, over on Monty's Twitch channel, where I'll be playing in her Dungeon of the Mad Mage as a permanently sad human fighter. You can find me on Mondays at 7 p.m. PST over on twitch.tv/XanalisGrim, where I'll be running a custom campaign, D&D 5th edition, for Bosco, Monty, and a few other friends. So you can find that there. If you want to try and find the previous episodes, you can find that on my Twitter, which is at underscore or Zanny underscore Grim. Wow, that's it. Links are there. And aside from that, Tuesdays around noonish PST, I'll be back on MechWarrior Online for a little bit before heading over with Bosco, level 1 EV, artsy hartsy to get more Halo Reach Lasso time in. And that's me.
Zan, be sure to let me know when you do that, because you told me like we were gonna play and you never got back with me, and I was like, oh,
I'm so sorry. Yeah, like I had a bunch of family stuff happen immediately after.
I'm sorry.
No,
Okay,
it's all right. But yeah, that's the only reason.
Okay,
I didn't even play last week.
gotcha.
Right on. Zito, where can I find you? What are you up to?
Twitch.tv/Zito. Tomorrow we'll be running through some of the more streamlined Sage game demos that came out at the start of the week. Afterwards on Friday, it's whatever the fuck goes. I feel like that might just be Armored Core or drawing if I feel up to it. Sunday will be carts, and the following Monday I will be continuing doing commission work, which my commissions are still open, but I only got to do 4 pictures like last night, last night I only got to be able to do 4 pictures. I'm hoping to get way more done, but I do only have 10 slots, so that means that if you want to commission now, get in on that sooner rather than later. You can find all my info on commission stuff over at my Discord, which you can find on my Twitch channel's About page. It has all my socials there.
Right on. Edward Bosco, where can they find you, and what are you up to?
You can find me at EdBoscoB on both Instagram and Twitter, and right here on twitch.tv/EdBosco.
Woo. Monty Glue, where can they find you, and what are you up to?
Oh my god, you can find me at Monty Glue on Twitter. You can find me at Monty Glue or Monty Glue on Blue Sky. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Monty Glue. You can also find me on YouTube at Monty Glue. Tomorrow will hopefully be Dungeon of the Mad Mage. I had energy tonight, and I really hope I have energy tomorrow, because I really want to run tomorrow too. And Friday we have Final Fantasy, and then Monday we have Mass Effect. Hopefully we can get back to streaming again. Apologies, just because I've been pretty unwell, unfortunately. I'm hoping that I'm kind of back at it here pretty soon.
Right on. I guess that just leaves me, and they can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube.com, as well as Blue Sky and Tumblr at Distortion Devil. I stream Tuesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Sundays I'm playing through Deus Ex Human Revolution. Been an absolute blast going back through that game again. And on Saturdays I'm playing through Yakuza Like a Dragon. Be sure to check out my latest homebrew, the Geomancer's Spellbook, available now on the DM's Guild, as well as all my other homebrew. And if you like any of my homebrew, please leave a rating and a review. Really helps with my visibility on there. And be on the lookout for the next one, the Fulgurmancer's Spellbook. With that, this episode was brought to you in part by Die Hard Dice.
Die Hard Dice.
It's your one-stop shop for dice and dice accessories. And if you head on over to dieharddice.com, you can use the code Unexpectables to save 10% on your order. Pick up some Lies Dice while you're at it, the official collaboration between the Unexpectables and Die Hard Dice. Also visit our Teespring store. Pick up the new design Warkout. Now you too can have a Warkout buddy with the one and only Wark. Pumping some iron. Yeah. Also, what's that on the horizon?
Yep, totally recognize that music.
Living in a van by the river.
Thunder!
Yeah, you definitely needed the down by the river part. Yeah.
Yes,
Video
the French
game.
Division reunites this Saturday, and then every other Saturday after that, we're going to be playing through Baldur's Gate 3. We'll be living in a van
Down, down, down by the river.
I love how everyone's just like, who are you gonna romance? It's just like, you realize they're gonna be a party of 4, right?
Each other.
Yeah, it's a full party. They can
Each
all
other.
romance somebody.
Yeah. Other than that, I'm gonna read off some business subs, and because I did not read them off earlier, this might take a while. So, if anyone needs to leave,
Yeah, Gaijin, if you're
I
fine.
actually I have to go blow up my bed. I have to sleep in the other room.
Okay.
Fair enough.
enough.
Love you guys. Monty, it was really fun.
Yeah, see you next week.
Bye, Gaijin.
Night, Gaijin. Feel
Let me
better.
know if you
Bye-bye.
need anything. I love you. Got it.
I will be here. I just need to use the bathroom. I will be right back. So.
Go for it.
Fair enough. I will begin reading off business subs, starting with Dr. Chili Boom MD 1988. Thank you for the 41 months. I have to ask, why didn't anyone make any Dune references this week? Well, don't worry. I got your back. I made a Doom reference during this episode. Just missed him. Thank you for the 25 months. Dragosoon, thank you for the 35 months, almost 3-year anniversary. Epic Lord 8676, thank you, 22 months. Happy 22-month anniversary. Love y'all. Visfolk Saji, thank you for the 100 bets. Time for food porn with Monty. Red the Gray, thank you for the 2 years. Math sucks, but math rocks rock. An acceptable name, thank you for the 41 months. Enjoy the banquet and attention. Awesome Link, thank you for the 23 months of Prime. Time for politics with the men of meat. Ellie Kit, thank you for the 21 months, the best number. Shadow, thank you for the 28 months. After catching up with the VODs and finally having my D&D sessions moved, I can finally watch live.
All right.
Mikan Pachi, thank you for the 17 months. Monty, I swear to God, you better be sharing recipes for what you described this session on the Discord. We haven't even begun and my tummy is grumbly. Dice Ruler. That's a lie, but anyway. Dice Ruler, thank you for the 30 months. I got a new job. Bad news, I'm on graveyard shift, so I might miss a few live streams. Well,
You get to be a vampire.
you could say, "Whoa, what are you doing on these premises? Can
If
I
I
see
had
your
to work-
ID?"
If I had to do graveyards, I would like pretend, like vague pretend to be a vampire. Like not actually, but just be like, anytime someone bring in garlic, I'd be like, oh god. And like anytime like I'd see blood, I'd be like, oh, that looks kind of.
As someone who has worked night shifts, if you haven't done it before, make sure you drink lots of orange juice.
Yes.
Orange
that's-
juice,
You
and
need,
don't drink coffee.
you need vitamin D.
Coffee is the worst because it'll just make you have to go to the bathroom the whole night.
Hey, gang,
Yeah,
I don't
that's
mean to
the
be that
point.
guy, but I
No, you're all
do
good.
I have to bail because I do have to fucking drive early in the morning tomorrow.
Yeah,
No
no
worries.
problem. Get on out
We
of here.
started late, so no worries.
Have a good night.
Good night, Zito.
Also, that's the point of drinking coffee for late night shifts. You have to go to the bathroom more, so you get an excuse to go to the bathroom and not do anything.
Oh no, I forgot to. Oh, man, I had a joke.
Unethical
I
life hack.
had a joke towards Zito, and he's gone. Oh well, I'll save it next week.
Write it down.
I've been percolating on this one before.
Dumb Reject, thank you for the 41 months. Made it to another live session. Hey, L Robot, thank you for the 23 months of Prime. Mini Ender, thank you for the 31 months. Finally feels good to be caught up and watching live. Hey, Callum Draws, thank you for the 5 bits. Fat Spartan, thank you for the 24 months. How has it already been 2 years of subbing? I digress. Let's finally meet Gigantamax Ganondorf.
That's the craziest thing. Ganondorf was not used as a reference for him at all.
Venmaru Karos Corwin, thank you for the 28 months. Public school was great until nobody took it seriously. Emerald Bandit, thank you for the 36 months. Got my promotion, so now I can watch live again. Hey.
Congrats.
Shiny Lamp, thank you for the 40 months. Last time I played D&D, my players and I learned the vertical jump distance of a direwolf using the jump spell. The things D&D teaches you.
Math. See, that's what I'm telling
Boing.
you. Math is important everywhere.
That's a for dog if I've ever heard of one.
The dog can fly? No. Jump good.
Jump
No.
good.
For dog, a frog dog, a for dog.
Or if it's not a complicated series of math and physics, it's your gnome assassin is dressed like a baby to trick somebody and kill them.
Right. Or you kiss the orc and romance them so you can get across the bridge.
I call it calculator food. Nettle Norseman, thank you for the 33 months of Prime. Null and Void, thank you for the 100 bits. Feast. Wolfwing Pup, thank you for the 8 bits. Dude of the Old Guard, thank you for gifting 5 subs to the community. Umbertastic, thank you for the 36 months. 36 months, math is fun, but I prefer history, and I wish public schools focused more on detailed scopes in history. Yeah. Tiki the Troll, thank you for the 16 months. Gaijin, D&D is math. You use math rocks. Happy belated birthday. Yeah. Spirit of Love, thank you for the 41 months. 41? Oz195, thank you for the 38 months. Extra Vowel, thank you for the 34 months. Emerald Bandit, thank you for the 300 bits. I got a promotion. I'm a manager now. Have
Ooh.
bits. Happy promotion.
Congratulations.
Yeah, a lot of people getting promoted around here. The Drifter of Time and Space, thank you for the 1,500 bits. Enjoy the food descriptions and good luck avoiding international incidents. Worst comes to worst, they are a country away. You can just escape. See you all on the VOD. Make the green grass grow. Thank you for the 50 bits. Love you guys. Wish I could stay. I have an online class at the same time. Good luck. Have fun. Assassinate Ganondorf. Save Princess Zelda. No, wait a minute. Hang on. Choto. White Fang. Thank you for the 10 bits. Sloth 0130. Thank you for the 41 months. Saiyan Fox. Thank you for the 26 months. Hello. If Connor is reading this and Gaijin is listening, I kind of have made a character based on Otho's looks and borrowed Milo's first name for Pathfinder. If there are royalties, let me know. No, I don't have a copyright on my D&D characters, so go ahead and
Why
have at it.
not? You could be making so much money.
You could be making
guess.
that amount of money.
Let me just copyright the name Otho real quick.
Do
it. Dragosoon, think of the 45 bits. Let's see if they can navigate the party. We did. Astral Wizard Hester, thank you for the 4 months. Centau Cry, thank you for the 50 bits. Morth Randor, thank you for the 100 bits. On bed with a cold, while it's raining like never before. Thanks for being the light on the dark, wet night. Grumbles the Gnome, thank you for the 45 bits. Just wanted to thank you guys for being amazing streamers and providing much needed laughs when I'm going through rough times. Gotta take care of some stuff. I'll catch you in the VOD. Blackfoot Ferret, thank you for the 1,300 bits. Sure, nothing weird will happen at the feast. Cosmosis 45, thank you for the 31 months. Hell yeah, 31. Nunkin Donk, thank you for the 100 bits. Finally, after years of following both campaigns, my first time seeing live. Well, welcome.
Welcome.
Chief Tomahawk, thank you for the 40 months. So tier 2, 2 in a row. New record for me in recent months. Cosmosis 45, thank you for the 100 bits. King Shinrock, thank you for the 28 months. Volk 551, thank you for the 100 bits. Do not say sorry for getting sick. Self-care is more important than entertainment. Yeah.
Monty.
I know.
Cheshire
Yeah.
Joker, thank you for the 25 bits. Gazebo Baklava, thank you for the 5 subs gifted to the community.
Sorry. I don't know why that one made me laugh.
Zenlita, thank you for the 100 bits. Can't believe we're finally getting to the Unexpectables Otome game. Also, I just realized Bosco did halftime bits, and I don't know where he left off.
Oh shit, Bosco.
I don't remember either.
Bosco is not here right now. Please leave a
shit.
message.
Bosco might have gotten up.
Well, we'll
We'll
simply
figure
keep
out when
reading.
we get there.
Zilban, thank you for the 100 bits. I've yet to play through Baldur's Gate 3, but I will definitely watch this playthrough. Centau Cry, thank you for the 40 bits. Cheshire Joker, thank you for the 500 bits. Bought bits just to scream in excitement. I miss the Prince Division so much. Don't we all? Cheetah of the Wind, thank you for the 3 months of Prime. Finally got to watch an episode live. Let's go. Probably be in the VODs the next week. Either way, I can get through work. Morth Raindor, thank you for the 100 bits. Delvaria, Adventure, Strength, Honor, no dental. Zenlita, thank you for the 100 bits. Bosco has joined the Monty Club of learning naughty slang the hard way. You shouldn't
I
have
knew
told
about
me,
that.
but you did.
I also went to anime conventions in the 2000s, so that's kind of like that. You don't get a choice in learning that information.
Those two in particular, sure, but we've had to
Yeah.
teach you other things.
Yeah, several other things, and boy, oh boy, God.
Aren't you glad you learned?
The worst. I want to just point out right now. Part of my process, and I shit you not. I shit you not. Whenever I come up for a term or like a name or something, I always Google it just to make sure it's not an innuendo because I don't know. I have to double check because I don't know. And then sometimes things get through the cracks and they're stopped by people and they're like, no, you don't want to name that. That means PP. And I'm like, God damn it, everything means PP. I hate it. I hate it
That
here.
is the human language.
Please continue, Connor.
Yeah, some of these are starting to sound familiar.
Sorry, did I hear my name?
Yeah,
yeah, I
where
was
did we leave
asking
off
where do
during
we
the
leave
break?
off for the bits?
I think I stopped a couple after Burnout's 100-bit donation.
Okay. 20 BMG, thank you for the 45 bits. The Percocizer, thank you for the 26 bits. Morth Raindor, thank you for the 100 bits. Great job on the dinner, guys. Venan Norvius, thank you for the 21 bits. Bubba Bob, thank you for the 500 bits. This is a ship that Gruel would have defended with his life. Callum Draws, thank you for the 5 bits. Episode title, A Lot on Our Plates.
Yeah, we wrote that one down.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was another one that I really liked, which was an arm and an arm
An
and
arm
an egg.
and an egg, yeah.
I like that one a lot too.
It's a little spoilery, but not in a bad way. I really like that one too.
We might have more.
Emerald Bandit, thank you for the 100 bits. Ryder Stragal was saying, in truth, my headphones blurted out, battery at 10%.
I'm glad they don't lie to you.
Thank you for the 100 bits. My favorite time going through the principal's office was going to the principal. My brother was there, and they called my dad to tell him the other one's in trouble too.
Oh God,
That's actually kind of amazing.
that's incredible.
Damn, you guys must have got yo asses whooped. Drago Soon, thank you for the 100 bits. Meeting time. Delvaria, thank you for the. Oh, I already read that one. Magic Ninjago, thank you for the 20 bits. Dang it, Zito, my Echo actually heard that and did the fart. Yes, the Alexa, play funny fart.
Connor the trash.
Tugs the Kobold, thank you for the 2 years of Prime. Came into sub, will still watch the VODs. Callum Draws, thank you for the 25 bits. Congrats on Hawk and the boys for getting into Fight College.
Hell yeah.
Basically, yeah, they're in Fight College now.
I'm so proud of them.
Reaper
They grow up so
Harlequin,
fast.
thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Unexpectables, I'm currently finishing up my Homebrew Warlock subclass. It's almost completed. I'm having writer's block on what to call it. What should be considered when coming up with a name for a subclass? Generally, what it's about.
Make it pretty. Make it so it rolls off the tongue good. I think that's a big part of it too.
Not something that's like huge.
Something
Like a-
easily said, yeah. That makes it
Yeah.
easier to remember.
And all
It's got
the
good mouthfeel.
all of the subclasses kind of have a naming convention too. Like
Yeah,
the
like-
paladins is like Path of the Blank usually.
Yeah.
And then you
Pact
have your-
of the Blank.
Something, yeah.
And then like the druid is Circle of Blank, right? So keep that in mind when you're naming. You need to, you don't have to, but it does help to kind of follow that naming convention just to make it all flow kind of better.
Like when I was naming my my Warlock Pact for DM's Guild, It's basically a vampire warlock pact. You're pacted to an elder vampire. I'm like, oh well, I didn't want to just say pact of the elder vampire, which would have been fine, honestly. So I just said, what are good descriptive words that do with vampires? And I ended up settling on. I ended up settling
Nosferatu, right?
Nosferatu, the Fanged King. Yes.
Shalb says pack of the suck.
Pact of Suck.
So,
Suck. Callum Draws, thank you for the 15 bits. Super Unhappy Man, thank you for the
Wow.
Prime.
Rare Shore, is that
guy.
you?
I hope you feel better.
Let's go.
Oh. That's a bingo.
Wahoo. Yeehaw.
Chris Pratt?
No, that's an Elcor.
Oh, okay.
It's a me, a super unhappy man. That's not the voice. Dr. Caliban, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay, fine, I'm following Bosco's TikTok.
Should.
Stellar Coyote, thank you for the 100 bits. Can't wait for the Baldur's Gate series. It lands on my birthday. No, I just wish I wasn't turning 35. Damn.
Hey, 35
5
is
years after you
great.
disintegrated.
35 is the new
Shut up.
34.
It is. As the second
Uh,
oldest person still in the call.
Zen Lita, thank you for the 100 bits. They're going to be working hard on their fight, PhD. PhD stands for punching heavy dudes.
Yeah.
And finally, 50 bits from Reaper Harlequin. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Oh, they said thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
I'm
did.
so confused.
We thank you.
Harlequin. Thank you.
Thank you.
Harlequin.
No, thank
Thank
you,
you.
Monty.
Oh,
Thank you, random citizen.
All right, who are we rating? I have someone immediately in mind.
Who's that?
Therapod, because he only has 10 viewers right now.
I
Let's
am
do it.
okay with that.
The Ropadart.
All right.
What's our
Alright.
raid message?
What is our raid message?
Egg.
Egg.
Egg. Egg. Also, he might be listening to the episode, so please no spoilers as well. Go. Egg.
Be free. Egg Theropodart.
Egg. Egg.
Egg.
Egg. Egg. Egg.
Egg, 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 egg,
Egg, egg, egg, egg, egg, egg, egg.
Ooh, solid.